Paul Silva watch along. Jake Paul, Anderson Silva. We're going to watch them do boxing against each other. Let's do it. Start.
Whoa!
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Where's Freddie?
Freddie!
Whoa, that's not Freddie.
That kind of looks like Freddie. I hear him. Hello.
I hear Freddie, but I don't see Freddie. I tried to get Freddie.
Fast Freddie!
A little.
Get back on the screen. Where is he?
Drop dead Fred.
Oh, dark. Fred is there. Fred will be with us in a moment.
He's there in spirit. I can hear him. It's Halloween, by the way. Let me channel the spirit of Freddie. Fantastic Freddie. Freddie!
Yo, yo, yo.
There you go. You see?
There we go.
Who needs JoJo Savard when you got Hollywood AJ?
What up, Fred?
What's up, Freddie? Bravado.
How much?
We're here.
Yeah,
we're going to watch Anderson Silva and Jake Paul do boxing. You ready?
I'm ready, man. This is crazy.
I mean,
like, there's so much money on this fight. It's ridiculous. I mean, the draw pays out, like, crazy amount, which is a possibility. More than anything, in my opinion, a draw might happen. But I'm not going to change my stance from Thursday. I'm still going with Jake Paul to beat Anderson Silva. I convinced the guy today, man. He was like totally Anderson Silva. All Anderson Silva. And so was I, man. 15 years ago. It would have been a different story. But he's 47 years old, going up against Jake Paul at 25. A kid who has more money than freaking, well, less money than Elon Musk. Probably about the same amount as Conor McGregor. You know?
Probably
Think
not.
about it.
Maybe.
Well, maybe even more money than Conor when you think about it.
Oh.
He put out a 50. Listen, man. He put,
Probably not.
No. Listen, guys, remember he put out like millions of dollars to fight Conor in the street. Remember that whole thing? The check was there. It was ready to go.
It was not enough for Conor to go and do it, though.
No, it wasn't enough for Conor. But all to say is this. When you have that amount of money, you can buy the best of anything. The best coaches, the best nutritionists, the best camp, the best fighters to get you into fighting shape. And that's the thing with Jake Paul. You know, like somebody was saying, you know what, it's fixed. I said, yeah, say that to Tyron Woodley when he dropped like a tree on like just before Christmas.
Who said? What do you? Who
Some
said
guys were talking earlier today.
Some guys.
Yeah, they were like, it was fixed. It was fixed. I'm like, there's no fixed on that, man. Fucking Tyron Woodley didn't even know what country he was in when he woke up.
So AJ is with us. Thank you, AJ. He is very excited.
Well,
as you can tell.
Well, today I'm like pretty stiff, man. I'm like.
All right, take it easy. I don't want
Sponsored by Viagra.
Yeah, take it easy.
No, man, I did jiu-jitsu today, and I'm like still in pain, man.
AJ is picking Jake Paul. I am picking Anderson Silva because he's Anderson Silva, and he's one of the best strikers in MMA history.
47 years old.
He's one of the most amazing stand-up artists that I've ever seen. So I'm going to go with Anderson because he's Anderson. And Fred, I forget, who did you pick?
Freddie went my
Jake
way,
Paul,
man.
Jake Paul.
Because I want Jake Paul to fight Nate Diaz after.
YouTube's winning tonight,
I'll
man.
give some props. Look, man, I just watched the Uriah Hall fight. And I'll tell you what, Anderson Silva is a much better striker than Uriah Hall. But Uriah Hall looked flat-footed in there, man. Jake Paul takes his craft seriously. He loves to box. He gets better at it every time.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Jake Paul, man. Jake Paul.
And that's the thing with Jake Paul, man. When you see him in his training camp, I mean, this guy, Freddie said it best. He takes the game of boxing serious. I mean, this guy is training to be the best. I mean, in his mind, he thinks he's the best. Here he is. There's a picture of him riding a horse. Who the hell does that, man?
Yeah, there's Jake Paul.
Look at this guy.
Taking it seriously, riding a horse into the arena tonight. That makes...
Look at that stallion.
Yeah,
Look at that stallion.
It's not a spectacle. It's not a joke at all.
But he's
riding a horse.
He's a YouTube star for sure. But when it comes to the game of boxing, man, he's got that heavy right, man. I'm telling you. I think the Spider's going to get squished tonight. Look at this guy.
Well, I hope not, just for the...
Man, you know what?
Just for the honor of fighting and just for Anderson Silva, because I just love him so much. I think a lot of it is my heart going with Anderson Silva. But I also think he's going to win because he's...
The Spider.
He's Anderson Silva. I don't know. I feel... But I was the guy who picked him to win a lot of fights that he lost at the end because I still believed, you know, so...
Look,
I don't know. I always believe in the Spider. I'm a big fan.
Look,
He was amazing.
I'm going to tell you this. If it was MMA, at this point, it would be a different story. I'd be like Anderson Silva in the first round. Like, it won't go longer than 2 minutes. It's a different game. This is boxing. Anderson's going to has to go toe-to-toe with this guy who's 25 years old, man. And that's the thing with Jake Paul, man. Like I said, I keep repeating it all the time. He's got the best of the best surrounding him, and he's coming into this fight prepared. If Anderson Silva is not prepared, like Freddie was saying on Thursday, the guy's probably looking at the payoff, which is the guy's going to be making more money in this fight tonight than he did in his last 5 fights in the UFC. There's a lot of, I'm telling you, Dave, there's a lot of money in this fight. And that's the thing with Anderson Silva. He's like probably, if I win or lose, it's for the game of boxing. Yeah, okay, Anderson, you want to go in there for the payday. You don't give a shit.
What is this impression?
It was a good one, I think. I thought it was good, Dave. I got Steven Seagal here too, my master.
It's normal.
But all to say is Jake Paul.
Yeah, you got to say, he's normal.
He's normal.
It's not a great Anderson Silva impression.
I thought it was good, David Simon.
It's not your best, man.
It wasn't.
Doug Hepburn says the Paul train ends. First Silva over Jake, then Roman over Logan.
Oh, talk about listen.
There you go. Doug Hepburn, shout out to Doug, one of the members of the team.
Dave.
Over at donate.ringsidereport.net, donate.ringsidereport.net to support the channel. Join.ringsidereport.net as well to join the YouTube channel. And call into the show and join us, talk to us whenever you want. Shout out to Doug. Shout out to Lauren out in Côte St. Luc watching the show as well.
And shout out to
AJ who needs to say something urgently.
Yeah, I got to shout out to Sami Zayn. Dave Simon likes you. It was like a mistake. He's watching tonight. Sami Zayn. I know you're watching.
Maybe you should say his name properly.
Well,
Zayn.
That's what I said. Sami Zayn.
I think you said Zami.
That's what I said.
It's Sami with an S.
That's what I said, man.
Yeah.
Zayn.
Damn
Sami
it.
with a
Anyways,
Z,
so
Zayn
shout out
with
to
an
Sami
S.
Zayn. I was with his. I was at a Halloween party earlier, and his sister-in-law was there, and he got like. He knows that we're on tonight, so Sami, Dave apologized. Dave, you can apologize.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
he's a great fighter, man.
Sami Zayn's great. Fantastic. We love watching him on SmackDown.
So let's hope he'll come on our show.
Russo.
He's so fun to watch on SmackDown. He's really good.
There you go,
Talented man.
I don't think there was any beef with Sami.
I hope not.
No. I told him, I said, Dave Simon.
Still haven't got me my Uso t-shirt, man. Honorary Uso.
You want an honorary Uso t-shirt, Fred?
Of course, man.
Yeah. I don't need an honorary Uso t-shirt, but I think Sami Zayn's very talented. Is super good on SmackDown. I like everything he does. Very Usi. Yeah. The segment last night on SmackDown was fantastic.
I missed it, Dave. It was a really busy night for me last night, man.
It was really good. Hey, there's Logan Paul.
Who's that, Eminem?
Who's going to be in Saudi Arabia next week to wrestle.
I was going to say that.
What? You knew that? Who is that for real? Looks like Eminem. Who's that guy? Andre Berto. Oh, yeah. He's the former welterweight champion. Look
Did
at
you
him.
know who's Logan Paul wrestling next week, AJ, in Saudi Arabia at WWE's Crown Jewel?
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because I saw
that
whole thing. Listen, man, I saw like Roman Reigns when he called him out and said, "Who's the real leader? Who is the real chief?"
There's Sean O'Malley. We just saw Jake Shields. Now we're seeing Sean O'Malley in attendance for this.
Fresh off an impressive win.
Yeah.
Who's that, man? Paulo Costa, man.
Paulo Costa.
Wow. Look at that orange tan that he has.
I'm still not on Twitter.
Diaz is there, Freddie. You might have a point.
What do you say about Paulo Costa?
I'm still not on Twitter, man. But people always post on Facebook things that Paulo Costa says on Twitter, and he seems to be a great follow, man. Paulo Costa has a sense of humor.
He's a funny guy, Paulo Costa. We're watching a boxing match actually right now. We haven't mentioned it at all since the show started, but we are watching a fight. It's Santiago versus Nieves. Don't ask me for their first names because I don't know them.
You don't need to, man. Santiago.
Alexandro Santiago. And
if you're just joining us for the first time, this is mostly a pro wrestling and mixed martial arts channel, but we're following this because it's
Jake Paul, man.
Jake Paul and Anderson Silva.
And listen, for the people that
if it was Jake Paul and the Tommy Fury, I don't think we'd be doing a watch along.
What are you talking about? That would have been. Of course, we would be doing it. It's for Jake Paul, man.
I don't care about Tommy Fury.
Yeah, I do care about Tommy Fury, but Tommy Fury didn't want to fight. So you know what? Jake Paul still has the edge on him.
All right.
Listen.
Shout out to
Vasil
Sami Zayn.
Lomachenko
Sami
is
Zayn,
also
man.
fighting.
We love you, Sammy.
Sammy, thanks, man.
We love you.
Your sister-in-law is really cool. And your nephew. Good kid.
It was
Vasil
really funny.
Lomachenko is fighting also tonight.
Fred, did you see the segment last night, the Bloodline segment on SmackDown?
No, I only read about it that supposedly it was good.
It was really good. And it was so good that Jey Uso, who was supposed to be mad at the time, the crowd started chanting Usi, and Jey Uso started laughing, and he had to pretend he wasn't laughing. He had to hide his face while he was like shaking, laughing.
What?
It was really good. It was a really funny, well put together promo segment on SmackDown. It was the only thing really worth a damn on the show. I mean, it wasn't that bad. Ronda Rousey wrestled last night.
Did she?
That was all right.
Did she win at least?
She did, yeah. Of course. She beat Emma, who made her big return.
Is that the kleptomaniac?
Is that a gimmick or something she was in real life? I'm not sure what.
Wasn't she fired because she stole at Walmart? Wasn't that her
What?
that stole at Walmart?
Did she
I
steal,
might be
man?
mistaking my.
I don't think so.
Let me search.
Did she steal
Google.
a bra or something?
What wrestler? I don't even know what story you're referring to. A wrestler that stole some things
I
from
remember.
Walmart.
I remember hearing about that myself, Dave. I'm surprised. I remember hearing about a wrestler who got like pinched at Walmart.
What's her name? Emma? Only Emma?
Yeah, or Tennille Dashwood was her indie
Double
wrestling name
M.
in TNA Impact.
The pickpocket.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her, man. She was Santino's friend, you know? Something
Santino.
like that.
Snake Santino.
Wasn't she with Santino at some point?
Maybe. Oh, Johnny North chiming in. He says she did, but it was an accident.
What, was it accident stealing?
She did steal from Walmart, but accidentally.
How does that make sense, man?
But why did she get fired? She ended up getting fired for something.
I don't know if she got fired because of that.
What did she accidentally take? That's what I'd like to know.
I don't know. I don't remember that story at all.
Box of chocolates, a bra.
Doug Hepburn dropping a super chat saying, "Great call on the salsa guy tonight." Wasn't that Salsa Boy? Wasn't that his nickname?
Salsa.
Waldo, Geraldo, Faldo, the Salsa Boy.
Dave, yeah, give an update on the UFC. By the way, I would have won 5 out of 5, Doug, just so you know, if I didn't get robbed by
the judges.
The judges.
And actually, when AJ is saying robbed by the judges, he's not wrong. His parlay really did get screwed by the judges, and I agree with him, which is rare. Khalil Roundtree beats Dustin Jacoby tonight by split decision. No idea how the judges scored that.
And that would have been 5 out of 5, man. I had a feeling, man, it was coming out, but Khalil had to ruin it. Well, not really Khalil. The judges.
Yeah, I thought
MMA
Jacoby
gods.
won.
Who was there? Adelaide
Jacoby
Byrne
won,
again?
Jacoby won the first 2 rounds tonight. I don't know what happened there.
And this is the first night where I did not see a full UFC fight because I was, like, occupied at the party there.
AJ was at a party. He wants us all to know.
And they're
he
all
was at a
watching
party.
hockey. I couldn't watch UFC. I was flipping out. I was just getting updates from Dave. Freddie's parlay is done.
All our parlays got busted. My parlay died.
With who?
Fremd. I had Josh Fremd over Trayshawn Gore, and Fremd lost. He got submitted. Guillotine choke. He got choked out.
Nice.
But Waldo Salsa Boy, he did win over Jared Vandera. We picked him. We were all pretty high on him going into this one. Arnold Allen beats Calvin Kattar in the main event. Kattar hurts his knee.
He's good.
In the second round.
Allen is good still, man.
Yeah.
He looks
And what
like
happened
a
with
monster
Rob Long?
also physically.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's going to be a real problem at 145. He might challenge for the title sooner rather than later.
And Arlovsky lost as well?
Yeah.
Arlovsky got beat pretty bad, by Marcos Rogerio de Lima. He got dropped, and then he got rear naked choked.
Wow.
1 minute, 50 seconds. Less than 2 minutes. Arlovsky,
Like, how much fight time does this guy still have?
I don't know, but he
Not
was
much,
on a
man.
win streak. He'd won like 4 or 5 in a row, but then he lost tonight by rear naked choke submission.
He might have another fight and then maybe call it a wrap. I mean, how old is he now? He's around
43.
there. That's it?
Yeah.
Arlovsky can't be 43?
It's only 43.
Jesus, he looks so much older. He's been fighting forever, this guy.
Yeah. Cody Durden over Carlos Mota, and Steve Garcia, big win over Chase Hooper.
Way, Freddie.
That was a big upset win there. Garcia
He beat Chase?
Finishing Chase Hooper in a minute 32 by TKO.
The Facebook kid went down, man.
Yeah. Roman Dolidze, another upset win. He knocks out Phil Haas in the first round. Big win for Dolidze. That was one that I
you called, man.
I called as well on the show on Thursday.
Well, if you went with a single bet on that, that was a good payout.
Decent payout on the Dolidze over Haas. And yeah, AJ's 5-fight parlay was pretty close. You had Roundtree.
Yep.
Did you have Gore?
No, I didn't have Roundtree. I had Jacoby.
Oh yeah, you had Jacoby.
Yeah, I had Gore. I had all the rest that came out. I just got robbed.
You had Allen, Griffin, Waldo. Oh no, you had Fremd too.
What? Are you sure?
Yeah, AJ, you had Fremd. You didn't pick Trayshawn.
I was so sure I took Trayshawn. I think you sure, man?
Yeah, on the show you picked Fremd.
I don't think so, dude.
2 losses, AJ. So.
Remember we were making the whole treason thing?
Yeah, but you didn't pick him. You went with Fremd.
I gotta check that out, man. I'm pretty sure I went with treason.
Oh, you can check it out if you want.
This is treason.
I think I could probably check it out right now.
Uh-oh, here we go, man. That's why it sucks sometimes being on video.
Yeah, because I could prove you wrong immediately.
Yeah, live.
Just go on Bet99.
Yeah, let's show our Halloween costumes. We should be wearing some Halloween costumes tonight. Who are those handsome guys? Look at that. You got Dave Bowser.
You have Allen. I have Allen.
This is treason.
My parlay is Allen, Waldo, Fremd right now. And you just
here we go, man.
Hold on a second.
What the hell was that?
That's my parlay. That was my parlay.
Captain AJ Pirate. Freddie as a.k.a. Martinez from the Expos.
I got to find Team AJ's parlay.
Team AJ!
This fight's over. Guy's not getting up.
No, he's not getting up, man. What a good crowd for boxing tonight, man. Jake Paul sells, man. I wonder if Matt Kazavant is talking about the fights tonight.
What? I'm pretty sure you took Fremd, AJ.
I don't think so, man.
Let's see. I think I have it here.
Oh no, here we go.
I say go on bet99.com. It should remember
look at that. Keep that screenshot, man. Show the look at that hard work in the costumes. Who is that? Tintin? I just saw Tintin, man. He's jacked. Actually, he's at the Jake Paul fight tonight. He's one of the commentators. Did you see that, Freddie? George St. Pierre. Georges?
Yeah, this is your parlay here. Hold on.
Let's see that.
Here we go. Okay.
I must have been drunk.
I was having problems, but now I figured it out, I think. Oh, that's a big parlay, Fred. You're throwing a lot of fights in there. All right, let's see, Team Fred. Damn it. This is Fred's parlay. I can't get this right. Having technical problems.
You know how long it took me to get that eyeliner off?
Yeah, you were wearing makeup, eh?
Dude, I wasn't fooling around. Does AJ ever fool around when it comes to costumes?
No, you really like costumes.
Man, I ran the streets of downtown Montreal as George St. Pierre. AJ didn't fool around.
All right, here's AJ's parlay.
What I said?
Nobody.
I'm telling you, man.
Trayshawn is his name.
All the Jamaica and England are going to be like, AJ, that boy's right.
No, they're not going to say that.
Oh, yes, they will.
There's AJ's stupid parlay. Arnold Allen, Max Griffin.
That's a winning parlay.
Waldo Cortez Acosta. Maybe not. Josh Fremd.
Oh, yeah.
And Dustin Jacoby. I mean, it's actually... I agree with most of those picks. I think Tim Means might pull off an upset. So, AJ, you took Fremd. You didn't take Trayshawn. Yeah.
Let me see.
Well, we can rewind a bit if you want. You could hear yourself saying it.
Did I say what I said?
Nobody. Oh, this is you mispronouncing the guy's name.
Treason, man. That's what they say in Jamaica.
I'm talking about him. I don't think you picked him, though. Rogerio de Lima, he's coming off a loss to Blagoy Ivanov. He's okay, but this is me thinking Arlovsky was going to win.
Yeah.
He didn't win.
No.
He's lost some fights, too. I don't know. I was wrong about this. He's not unbeatable for Arlovsky, Oh, I wish I could talk to Bowser now. Bowser, you're talking some bullshit. Not unbeatable. It's possible. All right.
It's going to be
AJ,
tough.
what do you got?
It's gonna be tough.
AJ clearly not picking Arlovsky in his parlay. What do you got for me? Team AJ.
Team AJ, man. Team Captain AJ. Arnold Allen is my pick on that one.
Wow, we're all putting him in our parlay, eh?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that it's not that, listen, anything can happen, but I think Arnold should be able to handle Calvin. Max Griffin with the win there. I'm going to go with Waldo. Waldo.
There you go.
Waldo is going to be a tough guy to beat, man. Then I'm
Salsa
going to
boy.
go with Salsa Boy. Then I'm going to go with Josh over Treason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Treason, like, yeah, is that how you say
his
it?
name is, thank you.
Fucked up.
Josh.
It was a mental, I'm telling you, man, I was trying to say treason,
You see,
and I said friend.
this is the beauty of having all of our conversations recorded.
Sucks. This is how to get burned live.
Because when you say some bullshit, I can just go back and watch the show and be like, no, see? It took a little while, but
But that's the problem. I didn't see the fight tonight.
It was worth it for me.
Damn it.
Fred, worth it for you? To prove AJ wrong?
Great. Yeah, always.
What happened? This little guy won.
This little guy.
I don't know.
The Taint haircut, man.
This guy.
Eminem, man. Everybody's
The other
looking
guy
like George.
didn't answer the bell.
Who's the ladies behind? Hello.
Who was the other guy? And who's the guy that won? Who's who, Fred?
The other guy didn't answer the bell.
Yeah, he just gave up, man.
And I don't know, man. Everything's better. That's all I know. Better.
He's a quitter, man. They're better, all right. I can tell you that. Everybody's looking at the better. They're not even looking at the guy that's commentating and translating and better. Everybody, Google better. Can't get better than those two.
What?
Freddie knows.
4.
I don't know what the hell this guy's talking about.
There you go, Dave.
Better 4.
Can't you see? Can't you see that a lot better now, Dave?
No.
Aren't things getting better?
Are they getting closer, Dave?
I'm not.
It seems so
I'm not
much
looking
better.
at the TV. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
That was better than the fight.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for this main event to start because I don't give a shit about any of this
Listen,
stuff.
man, before we get into it, and there's people listening.
Care.
No, listen.
I don't care about this stuff.
Hear me out. I said it on Thursday. I said it so many times. I'm going to repeat it again for probably the 1,000th time. So for people that are just logging in, if Ringside Report was the first show out of anybody across the board that called that Jake Paul would be
so sick of hearing this.
the name in sports. We called it, man. We called it before Rogan. We called it before Helwani. We called it before
we're the greatest.
You know, everybody. We're the greatest, man. Ringside Report said it. Actually, it was AJ, but I'll just give you guys some credit. I said that he would change the face of sports. Jake Paul would be there, and here we are. And I still remember this. Actually, today a conversation came up, and they were like, remember when Dave said that he would never do a watch-along for Jake Paul? I'm like, yeah. Now we're doing, what is this? Our third watch-along.
Who said that?
I mean,
you did, man.
No, but
until he loses, we got to do watch-alongs. I don't care who he fights. Until he loses, we got to do a watch-along.
Even if you were to fight a guy like Tommy Furious instead of Anderson Silva?
Damn right, man. It's Jake Paul, man.
Hey, how about this, guys? George St. Pierre
what about him now?
Says he's a free agent.
Yeah,
his UFC contract has expired. He could be next for Jake Paul, baby. If Jake Paul can beat Anderson,
no, I'm sorry.
GSP.
No, GSP's not a boxer, man.
He'll beat Jake Paul. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding? Jake Paul's going to knock George back into the land of 10-10.
GSP will beat anybody on the planet today still.
No.
If Jake Paul beats Anderson Silva, I ain't... I'm not going to doubt him no more.
How about this?
Jake Paul...
Let me ask you this. Fred, you're going to be too realistic on this, so I'm going to ask AJ. AJ, GSP today against Leon Edwards. Who you got for the welterweight championship of the world?
Well, can I just say a few things before I give you the answer?
No.
Wait, just let me say why. Let me just say why. Can I just say why? Because George, if you look at George, he's in better shape now than he was when he was actually fighting. The guy is unbelievable. The guy is he's not normal, man. He got abducted by aliens. I'm almost certain because, and I'm not joking, George believes in aliens. He believes he was abducted. That's the truth. I'm telling you, man, that guy has something in him that doesn't make sense.
Doug would put $100 on GSP.
About it on
Absolutely right, man.
I don't know.
George is a freak of nature.
I don't know if he's putting $100 on GSP over Jake Paul or Leon Edwards, but either way, I'm with you, Doug.
No, look, George coming in right now could be a real threat to any one of those guys.
I got something to say about Leon Edwards.
Can he beat them? I believe so. And that's the thing with George. I can't understand a guy who trains that much to the point where he's.
What? AJ just won't shut up.
Shut up.
What happened?
I was gonna say I have
something about.
I got something about Leon Edwards I wanted to say. Like he's like playing hardball with Masvidal, but if you're Leon Edwards, man, jump on that fight, man. That's a money fight, and that's a much easier fight than a rematch against Usman. So if like Leon Edwards, they're offering you Masvidal, jump on that fight. Don't be.
Yeah, it's a money fight. But let's be honest, man.
Much more sense than a rematch with Usman.
Man, Usman is going to come back.
For him.
I don't know, man. I think Usman's going to take back that belt.
Oh, of course. I think he's going to beat him. Like, he was winning the whole fight.
It was bad luck, man. It was bad luck, and you know what? Shit happens. But you're right, Freddie. Take the money fight with Masvidal, and I think he obviously has a better chance in beating Masvidal than Masvidal beating him. And it's going to be money. You're going to, build up another fight against Usman.
You got a better chance beating Masvidal than Usman.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, man.
Yeah, Leon Edwards is trying to do everything he can to avoid fighting Kamaru Usman right now. So he's thinking about fighting. Like, he does not want that Usman rematch because I think he knows what's going to go down.
He doesn't want Masvidal also. He's playing like hardball with Masvidal. Like, oh, you didn't want to fight me when I wasn't popular. Go back. He's like, go back to the end of the line to Masvidal.
Yeah.
But if anything, take that fight right now, man. That's the fight that's going to bring you the most money probably.
Yeah, he seems to not want to fight anybody, and if he does fight anybody, it's going to be in England. Like he's only wanting to fight in the UK. He's like, well, Usman's got to fight me in the UK or Masvidal or whoever, And I don't know, man.
That's not how it works, man.
Yeah, that's not always how it works. Sometimes you just got to take the fight in Vegas against Usman because you beat him, but you were losing the fight until you kicked him in the head in the 5th round, and it was close, and Usman's been champion forever, and that's just kind of how the UFC works, and that's how sports works, too, It's the fight that people want to see, This is I think Usman, Edwards, it's like, okay, Edwards did that. Can he do it again? Maybe he can.
I don't think so.
I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying, hey, he was losing that fight up until that kick. I'd like to see him try that again. Like, can he do that to Kamaru again?
He lost every round, man. He lost every round.
Yeah, but sometimes you see champions get got, and then they never come back. It's like a mental thing, and it's also a physical thing. You get a concussion, and maybe your brain doesn't fully recover, and then the next time you get another concussion.
I don't think it's one of those.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
I think Usman takes care of business in the rematch, if anything. He learns from that, but doesn't put himself in danger like he did. And
look, it was a momentary lapse of reasoning, and boom, it's over. Yeah. That shit won't happen again. Usman was dominating that fight, not just winning. He was dominating the fight. It was just bad luck. And you know what? I think he's only going to come back stronger. I think he's probably more frustrated in the fact that he had that fight won. We've seen that with George, man. Talk about George, and I wanted to get back to George with you, Dave, but looking back at George when he fought
Freddie,
Matt Serra.
Who you got?
George against Leon?
Yeah.
Probably George, because I'm not that big on Leon. But, I mean, George is not active right now. Like, I think if George is going to fight again, it's probably somebody that's, not a circus fight, but he's not fighting a guy that's at the top of his game right now. Like, he's not fighting Usman. He's not fighting Edwards. He's not fighting any of those guys. He'll fight maybe Anderson Silva in a boxing fight. I could see that happening. I read about that.
Yeah, but George is not like the best.
But why not Jake Paul? Why couldn't he fight Jake Paul and beat him?
Yeah.
Well,
I think he could beat Jake Paul.
Jake is bigger than George.
You think Jake Paul would beat George?
In boxing?
Yeah. But you think George would beat Leon Edwards, the welterweight champion of the world, in the UFC?
In MMA,
See,
yes.
that doesn't add up to me.
But dude, it's two different sports. You're looking at boxing and
different
MMA.
Sport,
it's different.
Man,
like, George's like wrestling is like his moneymaker.
But we're talking about the elite level of one combat sport and a circus level of another. You're saying that he could survive and thrive at the elite level of mixed martial arts, but he would lose in a freak show fight against a guy who's got 3-4 professional fights.
This is a 6th fight.
This will
5-0.
be a 6. Oh, sorry.
And he knocked out Tyron Woodley like to fucking...
Tyron Woodley
Boom. Tyron
is
Woodley.
not George St. Pierre.
Yeah, but Tyron Woodley was very active, more than George St. Pierre up to this point. And the
Tonight
thing
is a
with
real
Tyron,
test for Jake Paul. If
Yeah,
he passes Anderson Silva, I'm not going to say he has no chance against GSP. Like, if he's able to beat Anderson Silva tonight, man, come on.
Listen,
man. That means
and
he's
Anderson
able to
Silva,
beat a lot of people.
Anderson Silva is the master of, like, you know, of understanding the game of striking. This guy is like, he has everything to win against Jake Paul. He beat Chavez. He's 3-1 in boxing. He was boxing, you know, way before even MMA, you know, back in Brazil. I mean, this guy understands the game of boxing. This is Jake Paul's toughest fight up to date. They're relatively the same size. You're going up against Anderson Silva, the specialist, man, the IQ genius. The only difference is that it's boxing and not MMA. If it was MMA, I don't think this would go more than a round. Jake Paul knows that. And again, I love Anderson Silva, but this is Anderson Silva in 2022.
I'm just scared he
years
doesn't
old,
respect Jake Paul.
going up against a 25-year-old that has everything in his pocket to be the best of the best. I think Anderson Silva, he's not taking it lightly, but Jake Paul is definitely taking this serious. He knows, man, his reputation is on the line. If this guy loses big time, look, it could end his, like, it could kind of destroy what he is. He's a YouTube, like, superstar. This guy has more followers than anybody out there. And you know what? He needs to win, man. And if he does win, man, the money is there. He can challenge anybody at that point. He can, you know what? He can call out George St. Pierre, and he knows he could probably beat him. Look at Tyron Woodley, how he dropped.
But
man.
if you're Jake Paul, the fight that makes sense, I'll keep saying it, is Nate Diaz. That's the one that's going to bring so much money, man. People love George, man, but George's been retired for a while, man. Trust me, these new young fans, man, what they want to see is Nate Diaz against Jake Paul.
Oh, 100%, dude. You're right. But the thing with that is that's probably the more dangerous fight than Anderson Silva, in my opinion, because Diaz, you got to literally kill him to stop him, because this guy can take a punishment, and these guys are really good at striking. The thing, again, is they can take a punishment. Can Jake Paul take a punishment? Look, he's been rocked a few times. He's come out of it, but you know, Diaz is a different animal, man. That's a dangerous animal. That's why he's in the crowd, because he knows that if Jake wins, he's going to be called out. He's going to step into that ring. And you're right, Freddie. That's a money maker, man. Look at all the people in the crowd, man. The celebrities. This is not a joke, man. Jake Paul. Listen,
is anybody watching
he's a
Jake
great
Paul
businessman.
Walking, or they're watching somebody else?
Yeah, I'm not looking at Jake Paul right now walking into the thing. I'm like, what's going on there?
I'm like, did somebody forget their dress and just put on their coat? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
that's
I think that's
man.
what happened.
That's all right. That's all right with me.
I don't know what AJ was talking about at all. Yeah.
What were we saying, man?
I think that Anderson wins, but if he doesn't, then Jake Paul against Nate Diaz. I mean, if Jake Paul can get through this, then Jake Paul and Nate Diaz makes a ton of sense. That's the fight that makes the most sense. Nate is there. Nate is a free agent. Nate has good boxing. And like you guys are saying, Nate is really dangerous. He doesn't go away. He has cardio for days, and he's got a great chin. And he's a huge star. Yeah, he'll make tons of money. That would be a huge, huge money fight. And, you know, if Jake Paul can get past Anderson Silva, then who says he can't get past Nate Diaz? Like, that would not only be a big money fight, but it would also be a legitimate fight that people would say, damn, this is going to be crazy. Who's going to win this one?
Look at this, man. George St. Pierre is there. Like, it just goes to show you how big Jake Paul is. You're taking George and bringing him as one of the commentators. I mean,
it's a job. He's being paid to do it.
Sure, he's getting paid, but it just goes to show, man, like, you never know who could be next. It could be Diaz.
It could be GSP.
It could be GSP
being around, and also GSP announcing this weekend that he is a free agent and he could fight.
Something to think about.
It's not a coincidence that he's saying that now while he's doing all this stuff with the Jake Paul Anderson Silva.
100%, man.
Right?
100%.
Come on.
And listen, man, look, George's striking game is good, but
it's excellent. He's an excellent boxer.
He's an He's a
Remember
good
the
boxer.
Koscheck fight, man?
Yeah,
when
he's a good
Koscheck
boxer.
was like, "I'm gonna knock him out. I'm gonna knock him out." Blah blah blah. George doesn't want to bang with me. Blah. And many guys said that, and then George just cooled him with some jabs and all. Man, it was beautiful.
Changed his face.
Yeah, but what
changed
year
his
was
career.
that? Yeah, it's a long time ago,
Koscheck
man.
wasn't the same after.
Yeah.
It's a different time, guys. You know.
Is this good, Tulsa King? I've been seeing things about that Sylvester Stallone series. Oh, it's not started yet. Okay.
I don't know.
The Sly is in a series?
He's like playing a mobster there.
Wow.
It's supposed to be a good series coming.
I saw a commercial of that, and I was like, is somebody wearing a Sylvester Stallone mask? Because the face didn't move at all. I don't understand.
Liposuction.
Is he okay? That's not lipo. I think that's Botox or something.
Botox, whatever.
What happened to the man's face? Like, it's just permanently...
When he talks, his lips move.
How old is he? He's in his 70s? How old is Sylvester Stallone?
And don't turn too fast.
Don't turn...
Oh, look, here it's getting better, guys.
Oh, my God. Take it easy. I mean...
Here's Lennon.
Is this the main event now, Fred?
No,
or
it's
is this another fight?
This is the co-main.
Oh, come on!
Damn, Sylvester Stallone is close to 80.
Yeah, man, he looks great.
Dear Lord,
he
man.
weird.
He's 76.
Good for him, man. Go, Sly, go. Hey, Dave Simon. Don't say you got a stiff face.
DJ Bourne says it's really good. I guess,
DJ!
I guess it's come out already, some of it. I don't know.
Not sure. I read about it. I got to watch it.
When's DJ? DJ, you got to make a mix for us. A ringside mix. We used to have Snoop Dogg as
Who's
this
this
opening.
jabroni?
Remember Snoop Dogg when we had our opening?
Doug Hepburn is a Super Chat leader right now. Hit us up on Super Chat if you got any questions or comments throughout the night. We are here to watch Jake Paul and Anderson Silva box. And right now we're watching some other guy box. Well, he's not boxing yet. He's walking. He seems to be a smaller guy. I'm going to describe this. I don't know who he is. He looks
like an amateur.
Yeah,
like you look at him, you see any potential?
No.
I'm like,
no.
Hey, man, don't judge a book by its cover, man. You never know.
I don't know. If this guy's walking into a room, I'm not worried about this guy. I don't know. He seems like a nice guy. Seems just kind of regular. He seems a little scared, actually.
Yeah.
I think he's going to lose. Just based on his walkout, the fact that he looks is a little bit nervous and in tears. So looks like he's going to cry.
Quickly, is this Braulio Rodriguez or Ashton Sylvie? Because I'm not sure.
That's the fight, right? One of them is Rodriguez, the other Sylvie. It's Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I just found out they said his name on the screen.
Last bout, he won by disqualification.
Braulio Rodriguez. This is the co-main event?
Yeah, man.
Who the hell is this guy?
I don't know, but the other guy's 7-0, so I hope he's like a prospect.
This is why I like UFC, because their undercards are worth watching.
Yeah, I just got better.
You know, like the main event is always good, but the co-main and the other fights on the card
it depends
are good
who
too.
it is, man. You know?
I mean, a pay-per-view? A pay-per-view. A UFC pay-per-view?
No, they're always like... listen, UFC...
Five fights usually stacked.
I didn't hear that part. Even from the prelims, man, your prelim cards are stacked. Like 280, man. Everything was stacked.
Minion.
Oh, yeah, look at this, man.
Minion.
Yeah, he's winning.
Know what I watched with the
Minion
kids?
This guy is
with
a
the Mr.
minion?
T. Look at that, with the Mr. T, man.
I had no idea.
Mr. T, Minion.
With the kids, I watched that DC Super Pet movie with The Rock and all, man. It was pretty good. I like
Yeah,
that.
The Rock.
What's that on? Is it on Disney?
Some site.
Some other thing? Yeah.
Some site.
Man, the crowd looks... It's stacked in there, man. You can say what you want, but Jake Paul sells. Who's that, David? Look at that, the Minions. So cute.
Minion. We could be minions with this.
Minions are cool. I like the Minions.
Yeah, I like Minions. I like how they talk. I like how they walk around. I like their sassy attitudes. I like those Minions. Seen some Minions
Kevin,
movies
Stewart,
with my kids.
Bob.
Yeah, they got names, the Minions, eh?
Well, the three main ones.
Oh, there's a
Kevin,
banana in the
Stewart,
crowd.
and Bob.
This is getting crazy.
Cool.
You got a Minion and a banana.
A kid dressed up as a banana in the crowd. This guy's coming to the ring with like a Minion hat, mask thing.
Well, Mr. T
It's
thing,
really nice and elaborate. And he's got like a full bodysuit, dressed like a Minion.
Hey, look, the guy's wearing a H2O shirt.
He's a boxer, and he is a Minion. He's coming out, and I really hope he keeps the mask for the boxing, because I'm a pro wrestling guy, and
look,
in pro wrestling, the guy would keep the mask.
He's got pink gloves
this
on.
This honestly looks like a Mexican wrestler. Like, Mexican wrestling guys, if you see them, sometimes they have such elaborate masks and costumes.
His name is Ashton Sylvie.
There you
so
go.
I'm not sure. Sounds
I don't
American.
think he's Mexican. But he hasn't taken off the Minion suit yet, and I hope he keeps it on.
Well, he's got the shorts. He's keeping those with the pink gloves.
He does have cool Minion shorts. This guy must really like the Minions.
Here we go. Who is it? Who's under that?
Aw.
Yeah.
He took it off. Don't take it off. Boxing that. I guess he has to.
Yeah, this guy looks like he's there for business, man.
You know, when he revealed his face, I was like, oh, I didn't think that he would look like this. Ashton Sylvie, dressed in the Minions costume, I did not think he would look like that. I thought he'd be like from Lithuania. Seems like he's an African-American gentleman. Is he American? 18 years old, this guy. Against 34-year-old Braulio Rodriguez.
He's 18 years old,
God
man?
Almighty.
Damn. This kid is young.
132 pounders.
And he's got a 2-inch reach, man.
7-0, 7 KOs. So
man,
please give me another one.
This kid could be something.
So we can move to the other fight.
Baby Minion.
Come on,
we're going with Sylvie the Minion. Let's finish this up so we can get to Anderson Silva and Jake Paul. That's what we're all here for.
You got to take the headband off, bud.
It honestly offends me that they're doing other fights on this pay-per-view.
Why, man? People are coming to watch boxing,
I mean, it
man.
could be a little bit better, man. They could have gave us a good freak show as a co-main event.
Like they had Uriah Hall against that football player, and it was like the second fight on the card, and it was 4 rounds,
it was a bad
and it
fight,
was meh. They need to stack this thing with celebrity boxing. That's what Triller did well. Ever since they went on Showtime with this, they tried to be all professional with real boxing, and it's just boring as hell. I don't want to watch this shit. Give me some freak shows. Where's Jose Canseco? What is he doing? There's got to be somebody that you could get to have some cool fights.
Yeah, man. Like
Jose Canseco, Hongman Choi is still my top 5 greatest MMA fights of all time. That shit was amazing.
You remember the first time we were watching Thriller? We saw everybody there, from Snoop Dogg to everybody. I never saw more people on cocaine on that night than ever, man. It was a crazy night. They disappeared from the commentating action. You remember there were like guys in the broadcast,
yeah.
And next thing you know they're gone, and then they're showing like clips of like the guys, man, Snoop like smoking away. It was like the best, man. It was crazy.
It was good. And they filled it with freak show fights. Like I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see some crazy people fighting.
I just want to see De La Hoya in the crowd, man. That's it, man. Just De La Hoya that night was enough for me to say this pay-per-view was worth it.
Just give me some celebrity fights. Give me some more.
Who do you want to see, man?
I don't know.
Just think of 2 guys that you want to put in together. Think about it. How about I got one here. How about Keanu Reeves versus Perry, since that guy's been insulting him? I'd like to see that. Hey, listen, man.
That wouldn't be fair, man. One guy's a fucking crackhead or cokehead.
Keanu Reeves is a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, man. He's going to fuck up
and
Perry,
the other guy takes care of himself.
But I'm telling you.
Talk about tremendous book promotion. We all know what each other's talking about right now. Why is it that the internet wants us to read Matthew Perry, a.k.a. Chandler from Friends' autobiography? Like, why is that news all of a sudden? Why are quotes of that everywhere? Why is that a thing now? You're talking about it. Fred knows what he's talking about, and I, for some reason, know what you guys are talking about. It seems like all over the internet, there's been this push for quotes about Matthew Perry's book that I think is out or not. I don't even know. He's the guy from Friends, a sitcom that was on like 25 years ago, and for some reason, his autobiography is news. And one of the news items was he said Keanu Reeves disrespected Keanu Reeves in his book somehow.
He didn't even know him.
It was just like a throwaway comment, apparently. And I don't even know why I know so much about this stupid shit. It's just odd to me that we've all, like, whoever is promoting his book, whoever is behind the promotion of that book, has done a hell of a job, because I don't give a shit about that guy.
Oh, man! Silva took him down!
Yeah, of course. It's
wow!
over.
The 18-year-old kid just dropped Rodriguez, man.
Rodriguez is pounding on the mat.
Is trying to get up.
He got punched.
Whoa! He's dropping.
He can't get up.
He can't get up.
He's not bad.
Holy shit, man! Silva, the minion, has destroyed him.
Give up.
With a laser punch.
Oh, he's too wobbly.
It's over.
Left.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Ladies and gentlemen,
yeah,
that 18-year-old kid. Oh, he drops.
Oh, he fell again.
He fucking fell, man. Wow. This kid of 18 years old is something, man. Holy minion.
I wasn't even watching.
Dude, it was so fast.
Yeah. The minion. I was just
thinking
about Matthew Perry. You know? It's just weird to me that has become a thing. That everybody all of a sudden is aware of this guy's autobiography. It's like, who cares?
I heard something.
And I saw a thing yesterday on TV. It was like a sit-down interview on ABC for like an hour with this guy. And I'm like, what? Where's he been for? Oh, he had a drug problem. Okay.
He's been doing more blow than freaking like.
What else has he done than Friends? He was on Friends.
Who remembers Friends? Do you remember Friends?
That gave him a lot of money still. You don't need to do much more other than be on a successful sitcom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where's Courtney Cox's sit-down interview? She was on Friends, too. Yeah. And she was in Scream.
She didn't say any shit about anybody.
Yeah, I guess she didn't talk shit about people in a book, I guess.
Man, controversy, like, sells, man. That's all it's been, man.
It's just weird that all of a sudden this guy is, like, news to me.
Listen,
because I haven't heard that guy's name, since maybe the late 90s, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Matthew Perry in the news. I'm like, who? He's still alive? I thought he died from drugs. I thought he had died from drugs.
Well, kind of, yeah, he came back a few times.
But he did not die from drugs.
No, he didn't. He actually had his colon explode from all the drugs at one point.
Which is great, because now he can write this book that's just changing.
No, it was actually
it
was a ghostwriter. So, like, I don't know. Listen, man, all to say is I want to get his book. I want to read it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man. I want to see. I want to get some gossip, man.
Gossip about what? Friends? Are you a big Friends fan?
Actually, I used to, honestly, I used to watch it every once in a while. It was funny, man. It was funny. It was
somehow, whoever's promoting this, whoever is behind the PR for this book, has done such a good job. Because if I told you a month ago, AJ, that you're going to want to read the guy from Friends' book, you'd be like, no.
Probably not.
No. But now, because you've read a couple of quotes on the internet, there's a couple of stupid news stories about him, you want to read this book.
Yeah, man.
Which is bizarre. I
sells.
have no inclination to read this book because, I don't get sucked in by these things, but you do. Like when the Johnny Depp trial happened.
Johnny Depp!
You were fully sucked in, and I'm not sure what the forces are on the internet that will get people like you to kind of like dive into this thing that ordinarily you'd have no interest in.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
But the internet just kind of swarms on something. It's fascinating to me.
Listen, I didn't miss a beat on the Johnny Depp
The online trends that kind of come out of nowhere, and it's like, what is this?
Listen, man.
Why did that suck you in?
Well, it sucked me in as soon as I heard Amber Heard taking a shit on his bed. As soon as that happened, I'm like, what the fuck, man? This is crazy. So, boom. I've been a Johnny Depp fan since. Go, Johnny!
I'd like to see Doug Hepburn says Aaron Judge has time off right now.
Why?
Maybe because he's not playing baseball. Because the Yankees did not make the World Series. They lost in four straight.
Listen, man, I was shocked yesterday.
To Houston. Anyways,
I was shocked.
He's saying Aaron Judge has time off. Maybe he can fight. That would be good. I'd like to see Aaron Judge versus Johnny Depp. That'd be a good fight. I'd like to see
Astros won.
Celebrity boxing. The Astros won tonight?
Yeah, did they?
5-2.
1-1.
Man, like yesterday was 5-0. I'm like, oh, the Astros are gonna like
Verlander,
sweep these guys. And boom,
second
the Phillies
pitcher in the history of baseball to pitch in 3 decades in the World Series. 3 different decades.
Doesn't he not have a win though in the World Series?
Well, I think he has one tonight.
Oh, did he pitch tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
I'm pretty sure he was the starter.
Actually,
I'm saying yeah, but I didn't watch it.
I don't think he pitched tonight. I thought he pitched last night.
Yesterday? Oh, he could be, man.
I thought so. Also, fuck Verlander and the Houston Astros. I hate them.
What?
They're cheaters.
No, they're not,
garbage.
Man. They're the most fair team in the game.
I don't even like the Phillies, but I want the Phillies to beat the Astros.
Who doesn't like the Philly fanatic, man?
That's how much I hate the cheating Astros.
What?
They're garbage. They're a cheating baseball team, and I hate them so much.
Don't,
all right?
Listen, man.
Jose Altuve could suck it. I hate that guy, too. Fucking Altuve. Fucking guy.
It's just like saying, like, how can I compare it to? They're not cheaters, man. It's like certain fighters who have picogram amounts in their body.
You don't know about the grams. You don't know about these grams.
Hey, look who it is.
Doug Hepburn says Seinfeld is way better than Friends, and I agree.
Yeah, hands down. You're right.
We all agree in that. No, Doug Hepburn says Verlander now 0-6 in the World Series. He pitched last night. 0-6 in the World Series. Never.
It's all right.
Yeah, World Series in 3 decades, but never got a win in the World Series.
He'll be a champion soon.
Yeah, he'll probably win the World Series. Unless Philly wins, it's not over. 1-1 is, you know, and Philly's really good. So I can see that going either way. I really don't want Houston to win, though.
Reinstate Pete Rose.
The Lomachenko fight is about to start.
Think about it, man. Is it really that bad when you think about like all the other shit that's happening in this world? Like, put Pete Rose back in the game, man. Put him back in the Hall of Fame.
Put him in the Hall of Fame, yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
man. Come on, man. With all the bullshit that's been happening in all sports, that's going to be like a lifetime ban.
I'd also add, maybe put a special wing for like bad guys, but they were very good at baseball.
Yeah.
You know? Pete Rose, Barry Bonds,
Canseco.
Roger Clemens. Not Canseco. He wasn't good enough.
What?
He wasn't.
Home run beast, man. What are you talking about?
Pick up the numbers. Mark McGuire.
Oh, the best, Mark McGuire. I love him.
You know, like, there's a place for them somewhere in the history of baseball because they did achieve something.
Barry Bonds, the greatest hitter ever.
Barry Bonds, man. The best of the best.
We have a question if we have any upsets in the NFL tomorrow. I don't...
Freddie might know.
I don't watch football.
Sorry.
So, no.
Sorry, guys.
Fred, you got any NASCAR...
Yeah, updates, any fights happening in NASCAR?
2 races left of the season, man. Tomorrow's the final race before the championship race. So right now there's 8 guys in contention. And Joey Logano's already assured to be in the championship 4 because for the last race, it's 4 guys fighting for the championship. Joey Logano's already in there because he won last week. And you got like 7 guys fighting for those last 3 spots. Ross Chastain, man, he's in number 2. But he's been pissing off a lot of people all year, crashing a lot of people. So who knows? Maybe somebody's going to say, fuck you, Ross Chastain. You're not winning a championship this year. Tomorrow, Martinsville. Great race. Next week, Phoenix. And then it's fucking winter, man.
That's it, man.
Oh, that's it?
That's it, man.
2 races left, man. 2 weeks left.
Grand Prix tomorrow in Mexico. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry Bonds is a great baseball player. Barry Bonds would be in the Hall of Fame without steroids. He did that steroids, season, but everybody else would. Everybody else.
That season where he got
like
100, I think he got like 190 bases on balls, man. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Like they just, nobody wanted to face him at some point. Like it was like, even like with almost bases loaded, they would fucking give him a base on balls.
It's crazy.
Walk him.
Yeah. No, he was incredible, and I remember when he was skinny and he played for the Pirates, and he was great back then. You know, like Barry Bonds was a great baseball player.
Barry Bonds or Reggie Jackson?
But let's be honest, the big one was much more fun, man. That guy was scary. Like big Barry Bonds, that's like TRT Vitor and Vitor. Vitor, great fighter. TRT Vitor, hey, that's something.
Yeah. And I think no matter what, both versions of Vitor, the complete career of Vitor, he's a UFC Hall of Famer, right?
Of course. Yeah.
So that's how I feel about Barry Bonds, you know? Barry Bonds, to me, he's the home run king. He did it with steroids, but he still did it. He did it in an era where a lot of guys were on steroids. He just did it better than everybody else. You know? A lot of the pitchers were on steroids. I mean, what are you going to do? He was incredible.
It was like the early days of WWE, man.
What? Yeah, I guess. Kind of. Oh, that's a good question. Will A-Rod make the Hall of Fame? I don't know. I mean, because he did admit steroids. I'd say probably not.
I mean, if Barry Bonds is not there. But it's bullshit because David Ortiz tested positive in one of those secret tests. You know, when they did the secret test and his name came out that he was one of those, and he's in the Hall of Fame. So it's bullshit, man. They should all be in it, man. Yeah. And pitchers that were pitching against Bonds, a lot of them were juiced up also, man. It was the juiced era, man. You want.
And even the pitchers that were juiced up, like Roger Clemens, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens was a great pitcher.
Man, he was the best. I saw him pitch live, man.
Yeah. He was really good.
Yeah, he was amazing, man.
And some guys are in the Hall of Fame, and they never got caught for steroids. But, I mean, they're pretty suspicious. A lot of it.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
There's some guys that went in, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
He was your great baseball player, but, I mean, I saw him in flames.
I mean, all those guys from that era, man. I don't want to name names because Jeff Bagwell.
I don't want to name names because a lot of them are some of my favorite players of all time, you know, and they're in the Hall of Fame. One guy in particular that I'm thinking of just inflated one year.
Who?
And was a power hitter. And I was always suspicious, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
What's the name, man?
I don't want to say.
Spell it out, Dave.
I like him too much.
What team?
Well, let's just say he played for the Expos.
What? Are you talking about Guerrero?
Well, I don't know.
He was like he was a beast, man.
Well, he was just very skinny at one point, and then he got like pretty thick.
He went to the gym, Dave.
I mean, I was a fan of the Expos, and I went to a lot of games, and I remember seeing him come back, you know, from the winter for the first game of the season and thinking, and it was in the era when everybody was, you know, juicing and just being huge. And I remember seeing him and thinking, God damn, pal. He's looking pretty big, you know? And I'm not saying he was on anything. He just worked hard and gained muscle and ate and did the right things.
But he had skill, man.
But, you know, he was a...
look at his son.
No, he was incredible. He's a Hall of Famer, no doubt. But, you know, like there were guys that are in the Hall of Fame that it's possible that they did steroids and just didn't get caught, but it's possible that they didn't do steroids. You know, well, that's it. Like, just because you got caught doing steroids in an era where everybody was doing steroids doesn't mean the guys that didn't get caught weren't on it, and some of those guys happen to make the Hall of Fame. And I didn't want to say Vlad's name because I don't really think Vlad was on steroids. Like, I don't think he's a great example, but I did think one season that, like, well, he did look big out of nowhere, and it was the era. So, I mean, it's possible. And if he was, like, I don't blame him at all because, goddamn, pal, you got to compete with some of these. Like, if you're playing in the same game as Barry Bonds, what are you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're supposed to be a power hitter in the same league as Barry Bonds, and Barry Bonds is doing what he's doing, what are you supposed to do to compete for money, for, you know?
But look at Guerrero, man. When you look at him,
he was great.
Look at Junior, man. Junior doesn't have the physique of any type of guy who's been on steroids.
No.
And you look at his dad. His dad was like, you know, he was an MVP of the Expos, man. The guy was just a beast legend. But his skill level was so high. You know, and you look at his son. Not an ounce of steroids in that guy, but look what he does when he's out on the mound, man. It's crazy. You know, so, look, Guerrero could have been just skilled, Dave. You know?
Yeah, I think it was.
You know, it's like saying John Jones, man. Look at John Jones. Like, his physique, man, he's a beast. But his legs, his thighs, and his calves are the same width, man. The guy doesn't have, like, the guy has chicken legs.
So John Jones is a clean athlete, always has been, always will be, is what you're trying to tell me?
Well, I'm saying is that he's not taking steroids like you know, like TRT, like, you know.
He's not doing that.
No, he's not, you know. Maybe he's doing it now in heavyweight. We don't know, man, until he fights.
Weren't you always talking about John Jones and picograms and failed drug tests and stuff?
Yeah, but
But now you're telling me that was all a lie?
No. I'm not saying. I'm just saying he wasn't taking copious amounts of it.
Okay. You're saying he was taking small amounts of steroids and cocaine.
Lots of cocaine, lots of cocaine,
some steroids. Man.
I'm pretty sure on that.
That's your theory. Okay. Good theory. I think it's almost time for this here.
It's going to happen, man. Jake Paul's coming in, man.
Right?
There's Georgie. Georgie's talking.
I'm watching Lomachenko right now, so.
Look at George,
Who?
man.
Vasil Lomachenko. He's fighting right now.
What's he doing?
He's fighting a jabroni, so I'm not sure.
But that's why you should have had like somebody like Lomachenko on a fight like this, man. I know it sounds crazy, but you get him onto this with the amount of crowd, you deserve like someone like him on this stage.
Co-main event of Jake Paul, Anderson Silva.
Sure, on the top, like the last 3 fights, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure Lomachenko, the guy that's been in many main events before, wants to be a co-main event to Jake Paul.
You gotta know his
role.
The
boxing purist, like he wants to be the co-main event to the freak show.
What's getting more numbers?
It's numbers, man. Exactly.
Jake Paul for sure.
By far. Does he get the attendance that's there now? I don't think so.
It's not the boxing sport; it's the boxing business.
Exactly, man.
See, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this Lomachenko fight is on ESPN Plus. Is it a pay-per-view? I'm not sure.
That's not a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
See, that's it. Lomachenko, big star in boxing, legitimate boxer, much better technical boxer than Jake Paul. But, you know, if you want it to be all about the technique or whatever, stay in the amateurs. It's the professional ranks. It's about drawing power. It's about making money. Jake Paul is a professional boxer who's more successful than Lomachenko because he's making more money and more people are drawn to his fights.
And listen, he's on Showtime pay-per-view, man. And if you put those numbers, which we're going to get like this week side by side, like Jake Paul is going to blow out like Lomachenko's numbers by far. And that's the thing. You've got a packed stadium. You've got like many celebrities in the house. I mean, that's the power of this kid, man. And I give it to him. Win or lose, man, he's won in the end, man.
I don't think he could do this in MMA.
Of course not.
I don't think he could.
Of course not. I mean, nobody could do that. Mayweather couldn't do that in MMA. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about have success in MMA. I think he could find jabronis with a name and have success. Like Jake Paul, CM Punk would sell, and it would sell pretty well. And I think Jake Paul could win. Like, he could find guys to fight and beat. Like, Jake Paul, Ken Shamrock. You know, like, there are fights out there for him that he could have and have success in. I'm not saying he couldn't win MMA fights.
Has been boxers.
Yeah, exactly.
Do the opposite.
Yeah, but
I mean, he does have a wrestling background, right?
Like a Jake Paul promoted MMA card with Jake Paul at the top of the card could do better than a UFC pay-per-view.
It depends who he's fighting, Dave.
But I think
Jake Paul's the star still.
Yeah, but I think he can make a bigger dent in the boxing world than he could in MMA. Because in MMA, the UFC is such a name brand that if it's not happening in the UFC, it's kind of looked at as not as important.
Sure. Well, we can look at other organizations and kind of say,
I mean,
that is the case, right?
There's talent, there's good fights, there's ONE FC, there's PFL, there's Bellator, there's so many great organizations out there, but if it's not in the UFC, it doesn't really matter as much, and that's just the perception. But with boxing, it's like a star-driven sport, so you're not looking at the league, you're looking at, well, who's in the main event. So Jake Paul, as a boxer, is able to make a bigger dent in this world because it's a main event, one-fight-driven sport, whereas MMA, you got to put a real card together. You have to have a few fights, and the UFC right now is just kind of running the whole game.
Well, that's it, man. You've got like those big names in boxing, and people like just geared to that. They don't even look at the prelims a lot of times. But when you got a Tyson Fury, he brings out the crowd. You've got a Triple G against Canelo. It's going to bring out the crowd. But the thing is, no one really comes to the fight till they fight. Like the crowd is hardly there, man. You know, they've been fighting maybe 10, 12 fights prior, and it's like an empty auditorium. Where the UFC, I mean, it's a different game. You come for the prelims, you know, and it's packed. Main card comes, man. It's the same crowd. It's like it's always full, man, and that's the difference. There's so many great fights in the UFC, from the prelim cards to the main card, that you want to be there to watch. You know, like we saw some guys fight, like that guy Silva. He was amazing. He beat the guy, man, in like no time. But there's still no, like, I don't know, there's still no hype on it. Like you know, even Hall that was fighting earlier, I mean, it's still not enough, you know. there's something. It's you just want to see Jake Paul fight, and that's it.
Right now, all we're doing is seeing this guy talk to GSP.
And God knows what he's. Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about. Saying? I don't know.
I tell you, the boxing I like.
He's going to take him down.
If it was up to me, I tell him jab. Okay, George.
All right.
I feel you guys are a little disrespectful to George right now.
Yeah, stop disrespecting George, AJ. That's AJ doing that.
Listen, man.
Take him down.
No. You don't take him down. You jab.
George, he loves that takedown.
Oh, George has what do you have, a little tick there? What happened there?
What?
Who's this, man?
Mauro Ranallo looks evil.
He looks like someone from the Addams Family, man.
Yeah.
Check him out.
What is with that hair? What happened to Mauro Ranallo? Like, his hair is strange and like a strange color. It's black, but like really dark black, like blending into the background. It is, right? It's weird.
Look at that.
He looks different. I don't know what's happened to his face, maybe. I don't know.
He's got the Stallone, like,
hair,
Botox?
There's something going on with the hair. And it's very dark.
Vampire-ish.
Very dyed. It's a Halloween look for him or something. What is I haven't seen Mauro Ranallo in a little while. He looks odd. I don't know.
They look happy there, man.
All right. Mauro Ranallo. Why do we keep seeing guys talking about things? I'm tired of this. I'm trying to watch this Jake Paul Anderson Silva fight. It's supposed to happen at some point soon, but all I'm seeing is Mauro Ranallo now and this other man talking. Here's some video about the weigh-in.
Oh, spider kick.
Get to the fight.
With Steven Seagal.
Mauro looks like a character from Goodfellas, Doug Hepburn says. Mauro Ranallo looks like a... Yeah, he looks like Silvio Dante.
Family.
His hair looks like Silvio Dante from Sopranos. Yeah, mixed with Addams Family, though, right? He looks like evil Silvio.
Dave, you still haven't watched Carlito's Way, huh?
Oh, Carlito's Way, man.
No.
Great movie, man.
Don't say nothing, AJ, man. You can't sell him the punch, man.
What have I been watching?
Taxi Driver. Have you watched Taxi Driver?
I watched that documentary about the...
Oh, George Spread. Look at this. I didn't see this. Yeah. Man, at the stare down, George comes in the middle of them.
Fred, you see that documentary about the Redeem Team, USA basketball?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
What happened?
It was all right.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
I don't need to see it, I think.
I like seeing it. It was cool. Seeing LeBron and Kobe and...
Like, I'm not ashamed to say it because I'm enjoying it, but right now I've been binge watching NYPD Blue on Disney Plus.
All right.
And it's pretty good, man, actually, man. Good 90s cop show. I like that.
I never seen it.
Bad boys, bad boys.
It's pretty good.
What you gonna do? Listen, man, you know what I've been watching, actually, since you're bringing it all up? On Netflix, there's this series called The Watcher. I don't know if you saw it, Freddie.
Yeah, is that good?
Man.
I thought about watching that.
I'm telling you, watch it. It gets better.
That's not a good endorsement. Watch it. It gets better. It starts off really bad, but
you know what?
better.
No, it's actually pretty good. I gotta watch the last episode. I want to find out what happens. I'm not gonna tell you, but it's pretty good, man. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. The Watcher. I watched Jeffrey Dahmer because Freddie told me to watch Jeffrey Dahmer, and I still have nightmares.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
It was really good, but I have a hard time eating now.
You don't want
Especially
a sandwich?
Especially if it's like a bologna sandwich or smoked meat. I'm having a hard time.
Eat the sandwich, Dave.
Yeah, eat it, Dave. Come
Disgusting.
on. I work at a butcher shop.
Listen, man, when the guy is forcing you a drink, it's like, drink. No, let me help you up there. Drink, my friend, drink. It's probably not a good idea.
I saw that actor. I was watching The Office on Netflix, and that actor was Michael Scott's nephew. And he brings and like you see him, and he brings coffees to everybody in the office. And I was like, "Yo, don't drink those coffees." That's Jeffrey Dahmer.
For real? I didn't know he's in the office.
Yeah, for like one episode, and I happened to see it. I was like, hey, that's the Jeffrey Dahmer. And he's like, I got coffees for everybody. And I'm like, no.
I don't know if I got fooled by the internet, but supposedly Netflix is working on the Aaron Hernandez series. So
Oh,
A
yeah.
series about
true.
him?
Yeah,
God,
couple
What's
of
to say,
murders.
it's a weird story. All right, they're showing us stuff about Anderson Silva. At some point, he'll come out to the ring, I think.
Showing his boxing record. He KO'd Tito Ortiz in 2021. He won 8 rounds with Chavez. I mean, it's Anderson Silva. I mean, Tito Ortiz is... I don't want to say that it was an easy fight for him,
Well, come on, at this stage.
but, you know.
Why are we seeing more
This guy looks
Ronaldo
up, but whether
again?
it's mixed martial arts, they're comparing George St. Pierre to Bruce Lee.
I think they're talking about Anderson Silva, no?
What?
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 What's he talking? He keeps mentioning Bruce Lee and Bruce Lee. Oh, yeah, here you go.
You know, Bruce Lee. Everybody loves Bruce Lee. Although I still maintain that when Bruce Lee was alive, there are many guys in the world that could have beat him up pretty easily.
You're going to talk about...
Like
what?
Division I wrestlers, like Olympic wrestlers. Like the heavyweight wrestling champion, the heavyweight Olympic wrestling champion, you know, when Bruce Lee was in his prime, whatever, would probably have taken Bruce Lee in a fight. A heavyweight Olympic wrestling champion, like, I don't know, might have been close, but those guys
Bruce
are...
Lee's like 150.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, like, Bruce Lee was cool, and he had some cool concepts about fighting.
What are you talking about? You see Enter the
people-
Dragon.
but
Don't
people-
mess with Bruce Lee.
But people talk about him like he was the most badass guy in the
Yeah.
world, and no one could have beat him up when he was alive. But I don't think that's true at all. I think that plenty of guys could have, like, if the people always say, if the UFC was there, Bruce Lee would have been undefeated. And I'm like, well, I think people probably would have figured it out.
He would have gave you the 1-inch
Yeah.
punch, Dave, and it was done, man.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Bruce.
How come no one else is doing a 1-inch punch in the UFC? How come
Yeah,
no one's doing that
exactly.
right
Because
now?
they didn't learn from
Why
Bruce
hasn't
Lee,
that
bud.
caught
Because it
up?
doesn't work, bud. I got the Dim Mac, all right?
Oof, don't fool around with the Dim Mac.
Yeah.
Know what we don't see? George's Superman punch. Who does a Superman punch?
No one
these
does
days?
it anymore. You're
We
right.
don't see that,
Freddy.
really.
No.
I kind of saw it in one. I can't remember what fight it was. A couple of weeks back, where they.
His Superman punch was
It was
cool.
kind of a Superman knee punch. He didn't know what he was supposed to do. I'm trying to remember who it was, but it was terrible. But you're right, man. There's a lot of things that we haven't seen in a while, which I saw actually last week was a lot of foot stomps. We hadn't seen a lot of foot stomps in a while, and they're coming back. You know, we seen a few like shoulder hits that
you
Connor
seen
actually
one.
brought out.
They're coming back.
They're coming back, man.
It's true. There's trendy techniques like the GSP Superman punch. There was a time when that was a standard move. Like everybody was throwing Superman
Yeah, John
punches.
In all the
Jones would
video
use
games, they
it.
have it.
Say that again, Fred.
John Jones, I think, would use it sometimes, and I've seen other people, but we don't see it lately, I think.
Plenty of people would use the Superman punch. They don't use it anymore. There was another move that people used to use a lot.
The Steven Seagal front kick.
Yeah. Nobody throws that anymore. Like, that was a trendy move. Like that Anderson Silva Vitor Belfort kick, or the Machida to Randy Couture kick, you know, that
Well, we saw not too long ago.
that crane kick. You don't see too much. And
Well, we
people,
saw
for a while there, because we saw Anderson and Lyoto have success so close together with that kick, everybody in MMA, you would see it in so many fights getting thrown, and now you don't really see it.
Well, we saw Ferguson get clipped with that, and there was a highlight on it, and it would look nasty.
Yes. Chandler hit him with it, right?
Yeah, that was-
Chandler finished him with that kick.
Listen, man, you
Once
know
in a
what?
while, but it used to be like everybody would try that, you
Listen,
know?
man, you can say what you want, but Seagal was right, man. He's the master to Anderson Silva. Thank you, master.
Who wins, Steven Seagal or Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee. 1-inch punch.
Both in their prime. Both like in their 30s, let's say. 31.
Wow, you know what?
31-year-old Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
But it depends, man.
More
I
athletic.
mean, Seagal has some size on him.
Listen, man, he's what, 6'6"? How big is this guy? He's a beast.
Yeah, but Bruce Lee understood different styles of fighting better. I think he understood martial arts more, and I think he was a better athlete.
I think he could get between his legs, man. Like,
So we need a time machine to do those freak show fights.
Yeah.
Bring back Bruce Lee and Steven Seagal, have them fight.
Gene LaBelle would have beat them all, though.
Well, Gene LaBelle was the beast, man. That was the real deal there, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Gene didn't give a fuck about anybody.
Bob Backlund probably beats them.
Yeah.
Well, according to listen, according to rumors, man, Gene LaBelle did doing like Steven Seagal. If that's true or not, I mean, there's a lot of eyewitnesses and whatnot that said that Gene LaBelle pretty much
and he maybe beat up Bruce Lee a little bit too.
Well, yeah, but I heard that they were actually training together. Like there was some mutual.
After
maybe when
Gene
he got
LaBelle
manhandled,
tossed him around.
Sure, man. You know, his wrestling game is, it's hard to put a 1-inch punch on a wrestler when he's got your back, and trying to choke you out.
Yep.
But Gene LaBelle with the whole Steven Seagal thing, if that's real or not, I mean, I know that Rogan was talking about it and whatnot, and it all came down to is that Gene LaBelle choked out Seagal and made him shit his pants literally. If that's true, I can see that happening. That's Gene LaBelle. Gene LaBelle training with Bruce Lee. Yeah, that was factual. I mean, there was some mutual respect, but I think Bruce Lee was very, very open to learning different styles and techniques and whatnot. Like the guy, if you ever read his books, the Book of Tao and all the rest of his books that he wrote, you'll see that he had a lot of knowledge in different martial arts. I mean, it wasn't just Jeet Kune Do. It was everything from wrestling to American boxing to French savate. He knew Brazilian jiu-jitsu in some sense. So he was very, very open to a real mixed martial artist mentality for the time. Would he have done good? Maybe in his weight category it could have been a different story. But,
This fight is taking forever to start. Let's go. Doug Hepburn says Ricky Steamboat is the greatest dragon.
Yeah, man. Ricky Steamboat, man.
Right.
Bruce Lee. I would disagree. I would say that Bryan Danielson, the American dragon, is the greatest dragon.
I don't know if Doug heard earlier, but I was hanging around with the sister-in-law of Sami Zayn.
Yeah, all right.
No, he's got to know, man. He maybe didn't hear that.
Are we getting to this already here? Is this happening? Jake Paul, Anderson Silva. We're waiting for the fight to start. We hope that it will start at some point.
Man, you know what? They got to hold the crowd back, man. The concession stand has to make money. It went by too fast. I mean, this venue needs to make money.
Well,
hot dogs and beer, man.
I read on one of those things that the fight was planned to start around midnight, so I guess they're sticking to...
Well, now's the time, man.
So I guess they're sticking to that time frame.
Tale of the Pick. What the hell is this?
Tale of the Pick. You can win $100,000, man. In which round does the fight end? Let's do it, Dave. Silva, Total Puncher's Throne.
Hey, AJ, have you ever scanned a QR code?
Yeah, I have, actually.
You have?
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Yeah.
How do you do it?
I actually did one for our Instagram page. I sent it to you, man.
But have you scanned one? Maybe you've made one because you found a website.
No, I've scanned it. I've done.
You scanned one?
Yes. Yeah.
How do you do it?
I scan it with my phone, man. What do you mean how I do it?
How? What do you mean?
It comes with pigeon delivery.
What do you mean with your phone?
I got my phone, I scan the damn thing, and it brings me to whatever the hell he wants.
But how do you scan it?
Like this, scan, like a freaking grocery thing.
So you just pick up your phone and you go
No,
like
I go
this?
to the app there that has the scan thing, and then I do it.
And you move it?
No, I just hold it there, man. But I see the line going like this.
I just have it with my camera on my phone. Yeah, I would just open my camera, and then my camera would see the QR code, and then you just press it.
I mean, I've never tried it. It's possible.
I was just wondering if AJ has ever used a QR code.
Listen, man, I'm up to date with technology, dude.
Good for you.
Look at that. Jake Paul has 2 different colored gloves, a black one and a white one. Like an Oreo cookie.
Look to the cookie, Elaine. Look to the cookie.
Oh, there's a QR code.
Oh, QR code. Scan that QR code right now. AJ, scan it.
I can't. It's too far, man.
You couldn't even do it.
Freaking production team, man, putting on the heat.
That's what they're there for, to put on the heat for you.
The heat is on. Oh, damn. The heat is on. Happy Halloween to everybody, man. Eddie Murphy, man, is coming back with a new movie. That's what Freddie was saying last week.
Gotta love a good saxophone solo. QR code. QR code. QR code. Scan it.
Scan it, man.
You never know what it might be. It's one of those Bray Wyatt White Rabbit things. Scan it.
Maybe you could win something of Dave's collection here. What do you want to give away, Dave? The Princess Bride?
We'll give something away.
Andre the Giant figurine? Look at that guy. Who is that?
Who's
Buddha?
this chubby man? Why is Jake Paul in a fat suit?
That's Fat Bastard, man.
No, Jake Paul in a fat suit.
But that's what it is. It's Fat Bastard, man.
From Austin Powers?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
What is it? It's a commercial for the betting thing. I don't get it. I don't get the concept.
Download better. Can't get any better.
I could get
Except
better.
for bet99.com/Ringside.
No, promo code Ringside.
Promo code Ringside, yes. That's what I meant, Dave. / you go to Ringside.
How long does it, I mean.
I don't know, man. I knew it was Ringside.
You knew something.
Bet99.com. George is on Bet99.com, but we smash him in the bets. Bet99 knows that. Like, if you compare George's picks to our picks, he doesn't come close. We've got the belt.
Is there a belt? I didn't get a belt.
I'll get you a belt at the end of the year, man, if you can pull off a couple of more wins. I mean, Doug will probably get you a belt. He's always winning.
Like a wrestling belt? A custom Ringside
Report? Man, I saw a picture today.
Super champion wrestling belt?
I saw the picture of the belt at the house with the sister-in-law of Sami Zayn. Like, she was showing me pictures, and she's like, "Oh, here's me holding the belt." And it was really cool. It was he had a couple of belts. The WWE belt or whatever it was, man, but it was cool. She's like, I wanted to take it. I was like, "Can you get it for me?" I could sell it on eBay.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
Why not? Tomorrow we might get the belt. I swear to God, man, Johnny better win that belt.
It's illegal.
So listen, tomorrow Johnny's fighting for the championship belt. Johnny North, our Johnny North, against Drew Onyx, the cheater.
I don't think there's a belt on the line.
I thought there was a belt on the line. What's the point then?
It's a match. I think it's a #1 contenders match. The winner gets a shot at the belt.
Anyways, we're going to go and support Johnny to fight Drew Onyx that cheated him from the belt. It'll be a good fight. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Where's it at, Dave? In Laval?
In Laval. It's in Laval.
So if you're in Laval and you come to the fights and you want to come and see me and Dave, we'll be there wearing our Ringside T-shirts. Dave will buy you a beer.
No. I mean, maybe, but probably not.
Not that we're cheap at this show, man, but we're not making Joe Rogan money.
But, well,
we could if Rogan wants to spend a little bit. And
usually,
even Elon Musk, man. Elon Musk likes MMA now.
In my experience, usually if you're buying somebody a beer, they want you to also have a beer.
Well, yeah, man. What do you think?
I'm not interested in that.
So I'll drink it for you.
Yeah, so why don't you go buy people beers then if you're drinking beers? I'm not drinking beers. I don't like beers. I have some Coke.
I'm sure you do.
I might buy you
Jones.
a Coke.
Oh, okay.
No, not cocaine. Coca-Cola. Delicious.
Spider kick.
And lots of weed. Anyways, Anderson Silva, Jake Paul. It's coming up, baby, I think.
Look at Tito Ortiz.
They're showing
that
Anderson
fight.
Knocking out Tito Ortiz. Anderson looks bigger than Jake Paul.
He's about an inch taller, and that's about it.
Looks thicker, too.
Do you find?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, man.
Man, Anderson's the best. You guys kidding me?
Listen, man, Anderson is the best.
You guys kidding me? It's Anderson Silva, baby. You ever see Jake Paul dodge a punch like you've seen Anderson Silva dodge a punch?
No, you're right.
This guy is otherworldly skilled. Yeah, he's older. Yeah, he's slower. Yeah, he's been knocked out a couple times, but he's skilled like we have not seen. Jake Paul has not shown that level of skill. He has not shown that level of skill.
Man, look at the way he dropped Woodley, man. Woodley, a man who's got hit so many hundreds of times.
If he hits you,
there we go, Woodley.
He can hurt you because he's strong.
Look at that. We're just talking about Woodley. Look at Woodley drop.
Sure. He's got a powerful punch.
Merry Christmas.
But let's see him catch Anderson with that.
He could, dude.
Let's see him catch Anderson in a trap like that. Anderson is too wise to get caught with the shit that Woodley gets caught with. Anderson is a million times better standing up than Tyron Woodley. Like, come on. You saw these guys fight in the UFC. Tyron Woodley was pretty good. Anderson Silva was...
Yeah, he's a master, man.
Come on.
There's no doubt about it.
Next level. I haven't seen that level of skill from Jake Paul. If he catches him, he can put him down for sure because he's got power. But I don't think he's going to be able to catch him because Anderson Silva is not that easy to catch.
This is crazy, man.
Here he comes.
The Spider.
Boom, 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 boom. Anderson Silva time.
Is he coming out to DMX?
I don't know. It's dark and hell is hot.
Ain't no sunshine.
It is, go on, Freddy. Holy darkness every day.
Every day. Ain't no sunshine.
It is how it ought to be every time because we don't play. Who turned out the lights? I don't know all of the words.
I haven't heard it. Sanderson doesn't fight in the UFC. I haven't heard it in a while.
That's true.
Some of these classic entrance songs we haven't heard in a while, you know? BJ Penn and all that. Yale. I used to love that Hawaiian song BJ came out to.
Oh, man. Anderson Silva is in the ring, finally. I was falling asleep here, guys. This shit was getting boring. But finally, something to wake me up. The Spider.
I did a nap like just before the watch along. I was watching with my wife. I was watching TV, but actually I wasn't watching. I was falling asleep. And she said, "How are you going to watch the fights?" And I said, "Well, I just slept a bit, so it's going to help."
You got your plan. You know what you're doing.
So, yeah, I'm pretty awake, man. Don't you feel? I feel pretty awake, man, right now.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good.
Jake Paul, man. That's what he does
energy.
to you. Freddie at this time having energy is really surprising, man.
Yeah, Fred's awake and it's past midnight.
It's Halloween, man. That's why. He's juiced up on candy, man.
Happy Halloween.
Guaranteed.
Well, I've got candy. I should have brought it
Yeah,
up.
man. What's up with you?
You want some
Actually,
candy?
no.
It's only
candy
Halloween, man.
is kind of dangerous, man. You get a sugar rush and then you get a down.
That's true. That is true.
That's what she said.
Here comes Jake Paul. Jake Paul? Jake Paul. Every time I say Jake Paul, I'm like, is that Logan Paul? No, it's Jake Paul.
Dave, you got to know who the champ is. It's Jake Paul, man. Here he comes out, man, in his Oreo cookie uniform.
I'm doing the Logan Paul thing next weekend because next Saturday we'll be watching WWE Crown Jewel. And
he's going to smash Roman Reigns, man.
I'll be doing the post show here on the Ringside.
I called it first.
When is Crown Jewel?
Crown Jewel is next Saturday at noon on the WWE
I remember
Network.
what I said. Remember what Johnny said? He said AJ was right. I said that.
What's that, Freddie? Hold on. Freddie,
I'm going to be in Trois-Rivières, so I'm not going to watch.
Tabarnouche. À des clubs de nuit de Trois-Rivières, man.
Fred's going dancing.
At noon. Yeah, exactly.
At noon.
They start early there in Trois-Rivières, man. They're wild.
Good. Yeah, Crown Jewel is next week. We got a huge month coming up. In November, we got shows every Saturday for all of November. We got a Crown Jewel post show next week. In a couple weeks' time, on the 12th of November, we'll be here for UFC 281, Adesanya versus Pereira. The following week, it's AEW Full Gear, and then the week after that, it is WWE Survivor Series. So we got a busy November. Every Saturday night, big events. And then, of course, every Thursday night at 8 p.m. for Ringside Report MMA, and every Friday night at 10 p.m. for Wrestling Uncensored. And yes, Anthony, I am going to be going to the Elimination Chamber in February in Montreal. You guys know that the Elimination Chamber is coming here in February?
Yeah. The girl that I was talking to
it's a Smackdown, no? It's not the pay-per-view.
No, Smackdown the night before and the pay-per-view.
Oh, both? For real?
Yes.
Cool.
Are you down?
Cool.
Yeah, well, she told me that she's getting like ringside
tickets?
seats and all that kind of stuff.
Very expensive.
Which
Are you getting tickets?
Yeah, I'm getting tickets.
Because I asked her, I said, if you
How
have
much?
like some extra tickets, Zami Zayn can send it to Ringside Report, man.
Yeah, right.
You know me, I'm going to do that.
I don't think he's going to do
Zami's
that.
listening.
How much we talking
Dave
about to have
apologizes,
good
send him
tickets?
tickets.
What? Say it again, Fred.
How much we talking about? And what date is it? Because my daughter's born in February, so that's always dangerous.
February 14th.
It is the 18th.
18th, okay. I think I'm free on that day. And what's the price range?
I don't know yet. They haven't gone on sale. I think they go on sale in a couple weeks. But I'm guessing in the 150-ish range.
What the hell, man?
I mean, for a
150
pay-per-view, I'll go, man. For
Yeah.
150 for a pay-per-view, I'll go.
Elimination Chamber, too. It's a good one.
Cool, man. Keep me informed. I'm interested.
Yeah. It's going to be good. I mean, it's the first time they've done a pay-per-view here in 14 years.
Really?
So it's a big deal, yeah.
Wow.
Me and Johnny were talking about the last one that we went to 14 years ago. And just the names on that pay-per-view, it's like, wow. Some old-timey wrestlers. A lot of them are retired, you know. We saw Undertaker wrestle CM Punk. Undertaker doesn't wrestle anymore, you know. Shawn Michaels
I went to
and
Survivor.
Triple H.
Well, so did you, but Survivor 97 is probably my last WWE pay-per-view.
Right. Yeah, November 18th tickets for that chamber, which is cool. So Jake Paul's in the ring. Anderson Silva's in the ring.
Better.
Jimmy Lennon is doing the
Better
introductions.
and Better is in the ring.
Yeah, Better and Better is in the ring.
Yep. Can't get any better.
The two better ladies. That's what AJ and Fred keep talking about. There's two ladies wearing shirts that say Better on them, and they are lovely ladies.
And they're absolutely right.
And the shirts are barely shirts, and that's why
they make things better.
Yeah. Does I mean, it's something to look at. There's Anderson Silva. Wow. They have him listed fighting out of Palos Verdes, California, no longer Curitiba, Brazil.
For boxing.
Palos Verdes, California for boxing. That's odd. Here he is, Anderson the Spider Silva, getting introduced. Let's go. Am I the only one who picked Anderson?
Listen, man, I don't want to see Anderson lose, but unfortunately, man, I think Jake is going to shake things up here.
Come on, guys.
Don't talk to me
Come
like
on,
that.
guys. Don't talk to me like that. Who's this guy?
Who is this? Bono? Who
I
is
don't
that?
know.
It looked like a mix between Bono and like Bruce Lee, man.
Yeah, I don't know. There was some guy in the audience that they showed who looked
I like these glasses,
like a
man.
superhero of some sort.
Look at Jake Paul.
Anthony Plessia says 97 was my last pay-per-view as well. Yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, I guess it was the 97 Survivor Series. I was at that one, too.
What year was that WrestleMania in Toronto? That was the Hogan Rock one. That was in Toronto, right?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't go to that, but I was at the Raw after.
Yeah, me too, when they gave. And you see, I didn't follow wrestling much back then that much, but that's where Brock made his debut also, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't notice Brock. I have no memory of Brock. I remember the ovation for Hogan, but I don't.
Yeah, that was Brock's WWE debut. I was there for that, and I was also in Vegas for his UFC debut against Frank Mir. I was at both of Brock's debuts.
I was there for him beating Frank Mir.
Man,
yeah.
Really, eh?
Yeah, the one I went to was a little disappointing. I wanted to see Brock win, and he was looking real good until he got tapped.
Listen, man.
But then I saw
Mir.
Nogueira and Tim Sylvia in the main event, which was amazing. What a fight.
I think there's a video of Nate getting in an altercation backstage. Nothing major, but
already?
Nate being Nate.
This is tonight.
Really?
Nate Diaz got into an altercation with who?
I don't know. I'm not sure. That guy, I'm going to butcher his name, and I'm sorry. He works for, I think, MMA fighting. Shamatkar Sandhu.
Yeah,
He shared it.
Schmo.
No, it's not the Schmo.
I think he's getting... Nate slapped somebody.
What? Let's see this.
It's a guy in a black and white costume, so I think it's somebody in
Paul, Jake Paul's...
Jake Paul's entourage.
Well, he looks... Yeah, did he give him a slap? Let me see that again, Dave.
Yeah, hold on. I think we can show this. Let me get this. Let me pull this up here for everybody.
The world wants to see.
Fight is starting.
Oh, Jake Paul, Anderson Silva is
here we go.
Beginning now, round 1 of 8. And there's Nate Diaz. If you can see, there's Nate in the hoodie right there. And he's about to slap this guy in the black and white. I don't know what's going on there, but apparently this happened not too long ago.
Don't mess
Backstage.
with the Diaz brothers, man. So
Nate
Jake Paul is
into it.
throwing like sort of like short jabs, trying to go to the body. Silva's just like circling. I mean, when they went to the stare down, it looked like Silva looked bigger than Jake Paul, which is a first. But Jake is putting pressure here, man. Whoa, he tried to go for a heavy left. Just sailed by, man. He's keeping his gloves down like Jake Paul.
Anderson's studying him. Anderson likes to study his opponents early, so
he's watching them.
Yeah,
he's taking the body shots. We'll see. He'll open up at one point, Anderson Silva.
He just don't get arrogant, Anderson, where you drop your hands and take a bad shot, but actually do it because it's fun. That's the Anderson Silva we love.
Whoa. And Jake Paul throwing some heavy shots.
Yeah, but Anderson covered up. He didn't get hit.
Yeah, he covered up. But the thing with Jake, he's committing, man. He's going in there.
Yeah,
here we go. Anderson Silva now is starting to do his
Anderson's
shuffle.
Dancing around a little bit. Anderson's finding his rhythm. He sees that Jake Paul is coming and he's coming in hot. So he's responding, and he's like, all right.
But he's not throwing anything, Dave.
No, but he's looking for his spots, man.
But that's the thing. Also, Jake Paul is throwing hard, but he's not hitting. So
nope.
Anderson is smart right here. I think Anderson's fighting smart, man. He's going to bring up the machine in the second or third round, and he'll be more aggressive after.
Well, he's going to lose this round, that's for sure.
Not much has happened here.
Well, 47 seconds to go, man, and Jake Paul is winning it. But we'll see, man. Whoa!
Oh, nice left hand from Anderson Silva.
And Jake Paul licks his gloves and, sort of eggs him on.
Yeah, he felt it, though.
Yeah.
That was the best shot of the round.
Yeah.
Clean left hand from Anderson. Yeah, Jake is more aggressive. He's kind of controlling the center, but Anderson is...
Oh, here we go. First clinch with 10 seconds to go.
He's watching, and he's hitting the shots when he needs to, and he's not getting hit with anything.
No, I don't think Anderson Silva threw more than 3 punches at this point. That's it. Jake Paul won this round. I mean, he was the more aggressive.
In the books, I don't know if he won the round.
Well, of course, Dave. He threw more punches, man. I'm telling you, Anderson Silva didn't throw more than 3 there.
Yeah, but you picked Jake Paul, so I don't.
Listen. Jake Paul won this round. That's pretty clear. Maybe Anderson Silva is studying him just to see what's going to happen. The second round, we'll see if Anderson Silva kicks it up. I mean, this is an 8-round fight. You can't coast.
Yeah, I was gonna say this 8-round thing, man. Come on, Jake Paul, you're a main eventer, man. You gotta give us 12 rounds. The fuck is this 8 round?
There's a nice left hook by Anderson Silva.
That's the best shot of the round.
That was the best shot, but it was really one of the few shots that were thrown out. We'll see what happens second round here. Nothing spectacular on Anderson Silva's part in that first round.
Round 2.
Here we go. Let's see if Silva was just toying with him. Oh, Jake Paul, nice drop to the body. Oh, Silva's sort of starting to put a bit of pressure.
Yeah. Anderson knows he's got to be more aggressive. That wasn't a great first round for him.
He's trying to pressure him. Oh, he tried to throw a heavy left.
Anderson was looking for a big shot there, hit air. I'd love to see Anderson knock this guy out. It'd be crazy.
I mean, it could happen, man. It's Anderson Silva.
That's what I'm saying.
I think as it goes deep, man, Anderson's going to get the advantage.
Oh, nice shots from Anderson there.
Anderson is starting to put a bit of pressure.
Oh, Anderson's putting a lot of pressure. Anderson's coming forward. Nice uppercut from Anderson inside. Let's go, Anderson Silva.
Whoa, Jake with some heavy combinations there.
But Anderson dodging a lot of those shots, man.
Whoa,
Anderson using
going
that
to the body.
Movement. Oh, Anderson's going. Anderson's having fun.
What's he saying, man? What's he saying?
I don't know.
Anderson Silva sort of tapping him.
Let's go. Because Jake clinched him up, and Anderson's like, don't clinch, let's go.
Gloves.
I told you, Fred, when Anderson taps his gloves, it's on. You're in trouble. When Anderson does that thing, Ali. You're screwed. Yeah, look at him
he's dancing.
Oh,
he's doing the Ali,
it's
man.
Anderson. He's feeling it now. When Anderson is like this, when he's on and he's having fun, it's trouble for you.
Nice feint by Jake Paul, man. But Anderson is going to open up here.
Anderson's cracking him. He's pointing at him.
Oh, big right by Jake Paul. Threw a heavy left that just sailed by Anderson Silva.
Don't get arrogant.
Man, Jake Paul's coming back, Dave.
I don't know about that.
Jake Paul, let's see what's happening.
Anderson's looking pretty good right now.
Well, he's doing now.
Look at him circling around Jake Paul's
Yeah, but
hands.
now he's playing a little bit too much, man. This could cost him.
Wow, he's really playing with him.
Yeah, but he's not throwing
But
anything.
it shows where he is right now. And also, a lot of this is intimidation. Jake Paul is in there against Anderson Silva. He's got to be standing face to face and seeing that guy who he's seen so many times before do that thing.
Yeah, it's
and
scary.
then he comes forward. It's scary. It's intimidating.
Yeah,
it's
for
Anderson Silva coming at
Whoa,
you, and Anderson's
man.
cracking him with big shots.
Anderson threw a heavy uppercut, man. It just sailed by Jake Paul, man.
This tempo is going to be hard for Jake to follow. This tempo is going to be hard for Jake.
And Anderson can do this all day. This
Anderson has fought 25 minutes and all, and he has no problem here.
Wow.
Oh, there goes Anderson talking to him again.
Because Jake keeps clinching him, because Jake looks tired. He's hanging on for dear life.
He's getting tired. There's no doubt about it. Oh, look at that.
Anderson's laughing at the shots. Jake Paul kind of clinched him and threw little baby punches, and Anderson's like,
yeah, whatever. It's a massage. So here we are, man. I believe it's 1-1.
That's a good round for Anderson Silva.
Yeah, Anderson Silva. Whoa,
big
nice
uppercut. They're showing us the replays of the round. Nasty uppercut from inside by Anderson. And here he is again. What?
He
lifted his leg to come in and kind of trick him, but it landed.
That was interesting. He kind of made him look at that knee like that went high. But here comes Jake.
Jake throwing big leather, but missing completely, and that's going to tire you out. Is Jake Paul tired? He looked a lot slower in this round. And it's only the third round now coming up.
Anderson is good, man.
The coach is telling Anderson, just go for his body. Just go for his body.
Tire him out and smash him.
That's what's going to happen here.
Oh,
Jake Paul's mouth is open, man, coming into the third. We'll see, man.
Oh, baby.
Look at Anderson Silva.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Anderson
looks fresh, man.
Anderson Silva. Round 3. Anderson had the second round. Maybe Jake Paul had the first, but Anderson's round in the second. Anderson's got some momentum on his side. Let's see it. Close the door on this guy.
Jake is trying to go for Anderson's body, but let's see what Silva does. Oh,
nice left from Anderson.
Oh, my God.
He's putting it on him. And Jake just clinches him up because Jake is in no man's land.
And Anderson was frustrated there. He got upset that he went for the clinch,
This is the first guy Jake Paul has had to fight that's bigger than him.
Yeah, and Anderson is just throwing his jabs. If he plays that jab game, man, like Jake Paul's in trouble. Here
bigger and better, guys. Let's not forget.
Well, listen, man, it's not over till it's over.
Better.
But this is no, like...
Anderson putting it on him. 3-punch combination. As Paul runs away.
He's starting to frustrate Paul. That's right, man. Paul is getting frustrated. His mouth is open.
Straight left and right from Anderson. Man. Chasing him around. Body punches.
He's like a
right hook.
Walking punching bag, man.
Anderson Silva. Smashing machine. Let's go!
Oh, shit. Anderson Silva, man. Just laying it on.
Ass. Kicking his ass.
He better get out of that corner.
Jake Paul's in big trouble. Anderson's coming after him.
Yeah. He's going for whatever can be thrown, man.
Wow.
But
he's not letting
Anderson
him
Silva
clinch.
is just like
he's
cruising
pushing
here,
him
man.
back.
Yeah. I can't tell if Jake is bleeding.
Oh, nice little right hand from Jake Paul. Is Jake Paul mounting a comeback?
Oh,
he's trying.
At least he's fighting, man. He's not giving up.
He is fighting. He's not giving up, but
no.
This might be a last-ditch effort.
You gotta give it to Jake, man.
This might be his second wind here. I don't know.
Well, we'll see, man. There's still like 5 more rounds.
Oh, his legs look a little wobbly, Jake Paul. He doesn't look.
He's crouching down a little bit, like more than he did in the first couple of rounds, but he's tired, man.
But when he's taking steps, he's kind of shaky.
Yeah. You can see
he looks tired.
Like he's sort of walking on his heels at times.
Oh, I'm loving this.
But he's still fighting, man. Got to give the kid credit, man. Anderson Silva, he's got to get out of that corner, Jake Paul, man, or else you're in trouble.
Putting it on him.
There's Anderson Silva, man, holding him by the neck. He's just toying with him.
I love this so much.
Oh, man. Anderson Silva pushes the ref away. Oh!
Oh!
Anderson Silva wants to fight. Oh,
Anderson.
My God, man. Those body punches are going to hurt.
Solid punches from Anderson Silva.
Jake's
Another
dropping his
great
arm,
round.
man. His hands are tired, man. He's dropping that guard.
Almost at the end of this third round, and it's been another dominant round for the Spider.
Yeah. Spider won this one.
Oh, my God.
And look how fresh he looks. He was like ready. He's ready to like samba away, man. Whoa. That's what experience does, man. Like, I was hoping that Jake Paul would be able to like wrap it up in the first couple of rounds with some heavy hands. But right now, Anderson Silva's experience is just showing that he let the guy punch himself out. That's what it came down to. He sailed by all those shots that Jake Paul threw. I got to give it to Jake Paul in this third round. He was trying to engage, but he was not connecting, man. He dropped his guard. He's walking on his heels, man, and it's going to be a tough fourth round. I think Anderson Silva's going to lay it up. Listen, if he doesn't hurt him in this fourth round, I mean, Jake Paul still has a chance, but, man, look at how he's walking in there, Dave.
Tremendous.
Jake looks like he has a cut on his right eye.
Yep.
It's swollen, man.
Anderson did damage
Yeah,
there.
this is what you get with a guy who knows the game of striking. But anything can still go down, man. Here we go. They're touching gloves. Fourth round, just about to start.
Here we go.
Anderson Silva is...
Round 4. Looks like it's 2-1 so far for Anderson Silva, but, you know, you never know with boxing scoring.
Yep.
Jake Paul needs to get aggressive here.
Jake needs to find a way to stop Anderson's forward progression. Anderson puts him wherever he wants. Like, Jake's always in the corner, in the ropes.
Yeah. And that's where Anderson is dangerous. If he puts, like, Jake Paul in any of those corners, man, it's a bad night. So far, Jake Paul is...
Threw a big shot, and Anderson just ducked it. Anderson seeing these shots coming.
He's trying to stay at the center of the ring and just engage from there, but... Is Anderson cut? I think I saw a bit of blood coming down his nose.
Yeah, it looks like it. Jake Paul can land, you know, little pitter-patter shots, but the big, winding power shots Anderson sees coming. Which is kind of what I expected. Like, Anderson, he sees these
from a lot of them.
He understands the game a lot better than anybody Jake Paul's ever fought. So far, Jake Paul's looking all right in this round, though. Yeah. Well, here comes Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson is just waiting for his shots now. Oh, what a nice body.
Oh, nice uppercut from Anderson.
Get away from that corner,
nice
Jake.
Nice little jab from Jake Paul. But he's in the corner, and Anderson is
once he gets
stalking him.
Yeah.
And once he gets him in the corner against the ropes, he just lays it on him. It's the footwork. It's the ring general, Anderson Silva.
Oh, Jake tried. Man.
Oh,
Anderson Silva just gets by any of those punches thrown, man.
Like Jake Paul landed one of them, but he couldn't land 2 and 3, and Anderson just kind of moving his head.
Here we go.
Anderson is taunting him.
Yep. Oh man.
This is a closer round, though.
It is.
Tough one. Tough one.
Still 20 seconds to go.
It's closer. Something happened. Like,
what do you mean?
Second and third round, Anderson was looking really sharp. This round,
well,
he's having a little bit more trouble tracking him down. He's having a little bit more trouble landing. Hasn't landed as much.
Maybe he realizes that there's a lot of time left still. So
yeah, look how he's like.
Oh, nice right hand, nice rip to the body. Oh, Anderson landing a few good punches there to end the round.
I mean, that was close.
I think he probably stole it though at the end. I don't know. It was a close fourth round.
Yeah. Even Logan Paul was looking like to the crowd, and I think he shook his head saying, "I don't think he got that round." I think Anderson won that. He stole it at the last 10 seconds that were left in that round, but it was a better Jake Paul. But he looks tired, man. His guard is, both hands are down by his waist at times. Anderson, I think, is just playing with him at this point. You know, there's still a few rounds
Jake
to go, man.
Jake is still in it, though.
Yeah.
He's still fighting hard.
But is he able to throw some power shots at this point?
I don't know. He's throwing them. He landed one there. That was a good right hand that they're showing us on the replay. That was a decent fourth round for Jake Paul. Like, this could be 2-2. It could be 3-1 Anderson.
Yeah, which I think is more the probability. Here we go, man.
Round 5 of a possible 8.
We'll see what Anderson does here.
I think it's 3-1 Anderson, but it also could be 2-2. We're halfway through. It's gone mostly the way I thought it would. Oh, Jake Paul with some good punches to the body.
He is, but you see how he's throwing those punches? Like, he really has to force himself to throw it.
Yeah.
Like, you can see his arms are tired. Anderson is still bouncing well. He knows he's got this guy beat, man. You see, there's no power behind, like, Jake's punches right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his bread and butter. And look at Anderson. Anderson's going to play with him. He's going to go body, head, body, and which he's doing. He's just going to break him down.
They're showing an unofficial scoring right now of round 1, 3, and 4, all for Jake Paul.
What?
That's one of the on the Showtime thing.
It's crazy.
They're saying 3-1 Paul. We're seeing it 3-1 Anderson.
Yeah, that's
but,
crazy.
Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. Boxing is weird.
Yeah, boxing, man, like.
And this is a Jake Paul show. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, Anderson
dropped laying some good punches in there on Jake Paul. But the reason everybody's here is because of Jake Paul. Anderson might have to knock him out to get the win.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because if it goes the distance, I mean, this is the type of fight that can even become a draw. But Anderson is just schooling him in the corner, man. Oh, nice uppercut by Anderson Silva, man. Cocks Jake's head back, like, but he's still standing.
That's
How
it.
can you give 3 rounds to Jake Paul? That's
No,
crazy.
it doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Yeah, like they're saying, like, you got to give respect to Jake. He's fighting. He's like not giving up. He's trying to push forward as much as he can, but he's got no lead in those hands anymore. And Anderson is just going to pick his punches here. Boom. Jake tries to go for the body, and Anderson just jabs him. Boom.
Yeah, Jake's got his mouth wide open, breathing heavy. It is weird that the unofficial scorecard, though, from the broadcast showed round 1, 3, and 4 for Jake Paul when we had round 2, 3, and 4 for Anderson.
Pretty much, yeah.
So basically, the broadcast thinks that Anderson needs to win every round to win a decision. That's crazy.
Yup. I don't get it.
Oh.
And this round seems like it's Anderson's, too.
Yeah, he's just...
Yeah, 4-1 Anderson. Right now.
He's controlling this round. Nice uppercuts. I mean, Jake Paul's in the corner. He's stuck. He's trying to paw that jab out there, but boom, another uppercut from Anderson. I mean,
oh my God.
Nice couple
Anderson
of punches.
is
Anderson is throwing.
Damn.
Landed good punches as the round comes to a close here between Anderson Silva and Jake Paul.
Yeah, he took that round. There's no doubt about it. There's
I think
no
Anderson
way.
won the round, but hey, I don't know. But they're showing highlights here, and it's Anderson Silva.
Oh.
Jake Paul ducked that one.
He's lucky he ducked that one.
I didn't duck that one. Boom.
And he didn't.
Anderson is just putting a pace on him that Jake Paul can't answer.
Look at the uppercut here.
Nice uppercut
Boom.
from Anderson. Yeah, I've got Anderson Silva up 4-1. I think that's how we all have it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And AJ thought Jake Paul was going to win. And AJ, you always judge
Listen, man, it's
with
not...
your pick. So I'm surprised that AJ's not giving more rounds to Jake Paul, even though the unofficial scorecard on the broadcast on Showtime gave several rounds to Jake Paul.
Look, we're going to the 6th, man. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Like, at this point here,
Round
for Anderson,
6.
he's got to drop him. He's got to drop Jake.
Be cool. Put him out.
I mean, the fight is there, man. They're both bleeding. I mean, but Anderson looks fresh. He hasn't, like, he doesn't look like he skipped a beat from the first round.
No. I am baffled that guy scored it 3 rounds to 1 for Jake Paul.
You see
I don't
that
get
a lot
that.
in boxing, man.
Yeah, but you never know. If this goes to the scorecards, how's it going to be? And it could go to the scorecards. Anderson's landed some heavy shots on Jake Paul. Jake Paul hasn't gone down.
He's saying something to the ref, Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
He's just getting frustrated.
Headbutt.
Yeah.
I think
was it a
Jake
headbutt?
Paul came in with his head.
Oh. Nice counter by Anderson.
Yeah. Paul tried to lunge in with the jab.
He threw like 3 punches, man, and missed Anderson Silva. I mean, Anderson's feints are just like crazy, man. He sees that punch coming in. Or punches coming in, and he's ducking under, man, and you can see Jake like sort of breaking down. You see, he tried to showboat there, and he couldn't even do it.
No.
But Anderson has to light him up here.
Okay, so this guy at least scored the 5th round for Anderson Silva, the unofficial scorer on Showtime. He's got rounds 2 and 5 for Silva, which is still not enough.
No.
3 and 4 too.
Nice combination
nice little
by
combo
Jake.
from Jake Paul.
And then Anderson
fires back.
Uh-oh. It's getting a little dirty here.
This is an interesting fight.
Like, Anderson wants a fight now. You can see it.
Anderson, I think, is winning, but Jake Paul is hanging around. And we know he's dangerous. He's got one-punch power.
And that's what he wants. He needs to connect that one. If he's got to drop Silva, he's got to light that big, heavy right. But
Anderson coming after him, landing some good punches here. Oh, nice body shot from
Jesus.
Anderson. Paul fired back with one.
Nice uppercut by Anderson Silva.
Those uppercuts in close are really working for Anderson.
Oh.
Jabs, jabs, jabs. Jake Paul tries to throw a big overhand right. Anderson ducks
just
and continues the assault against the ropes.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Anderson Silva just breaking him apart here. Oh, big
nice
uppercut
from Anderson.
Wow, what a way to end that round. Look at Jake Paul, man. He's stumbling, man. He can't even stand. What the hell? Hey, listen, man. Good fight so far.
I thought Anderson won that round, too.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a tight round early, but
yeah. But towards the end, he pulled away, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Andrew Fuller-Jones says they're going to cheat for Paul. Yeah, I feel like they are, right? I feel like Anderson will win. Everybody will think Anderson wins, and then they're going to score it for Jake Paul.
I mean, at this point here, it's really hard to say Jake Paul's winning the fight.
They're going to score it for Jake Paul for sure.
You know, Jake Paul is
he's losing.
He's in the game. At least he's trying to exchange. He's throwing punches, but they're not really connecting on Anderson. Anderson is really working the body, man, especially in the corner, man. It's just Anderson Silva all the way.
We've had 6 rounds. We've scored it 5-1 Anderson.
Yeah,
So I don't see.
Look, I got to give the kid credit, man. He's there and he's fighting Anderson Silva, and he's fighting relatively well. He's surviving, but like. Again, I got to say is that you can't leave it in the judge's hands because Anderson Silva may lose. He needs to drop Jake Paul. He's got to put him on his knees or on his back.
Even then, I don't know if it'll be enough for these pro-Jake Paul judges.
We'll see, man. This 7th is important for Anderson Silva. He's got to drop him.
2 more rounds. 2 more rounds.
Jake's jumping a little bit more. It seems like he's trying to...
Look, that guy scored the 6th round for Jake Paul.
Come on, man. That's ridiculous.
This Showtime
who is that
guy? I don't know.
Showtime, who is it? Oscar De La Hoya, man, in the corner?
Steve something?
Steven Seagal.
No. Nice 1-2 from Jake Paul. I mean, he's landing some punches, but Anderson's landed more.
And he's just stalking him the whole fight, man. Oh.
But you know boxing judging, things get weird.
For sure, man.
Things get really weird. Especially, you know, when there's a star of the show type of thing. Like Anderson's the opponent here. Jake Paul is the star.
It's true.
That's the money, right? So They want to keep the money going.
Whoa, nice right by Jake Paul,
nice
man.
right hand from Jake Paul.
Maybe he's getting a second win, man.
He's looking all right here. This has been a good round for Jake Paul. Oh, nice right hand from Anderson. Like every time things start to look good for Jake Paul, Anderson just fires with a couple, and then he just takes over.
Anderson's playing the glove thing, man. Oh. Jesus.
Oh, Anderson coming forward, lunging at him.
Oh, puts him in the guillotine almost.
Nice right hand from Jake Paul. This has been a good round for Jake Paul.
Yep.
I think he's winning this one. This is a surprise.
I mean, there's still 30 seconds to go, man, but we'll see how he survives.
Anderson's starting to fire back. But I don't know if it'll be enough.
This might be a Jake Paul round.
Yeah, I think this is a Jake Paul round. We're running out of time here for Anderson to turn it around. I think Jake Paul has won the 7th round. So I've scored the 1st and 7th round for Jake Paul. Every other round for Anderson Silva. So that's 5-2. 5-2 Anderson Silva.
We'll see what Showtime gives it.
And that's how
they'll give it to Silva on this one.
That's how we've all scored it.
Yeah.
Right? So
let's see the highlights here.
We're MMA guys, let's be honest. But you guys both picked Jake Paul to win.
Absolutely.
So the fact that you are scoring it, although, I don't know. I think you picked Sean O'Malley to win, but then you were shocked when he won.
Listen, man.
So
that was closer than this. I mean, right now, if you have to look at all these rounds, I mean, Jake won the last one. He won the first one. But the rest has been, like, pretty much Anderson Silva.
All right, well,
here
we're going
man.
into one final round here.
This is it, man. You got to give it your all, man. They know that Anderson Silva has to drop him, man, because you're right, man. Boxing judges, man. We're going to call this for Jake Paul.
Round 8, final round. I think the judges are going to score it for Jake Paul if Anderson doesn't finish him. Anderson's getting aggressive here, going for big shots.
Oh, man.
Anderson is emptying the tank here against Jake Paul. Anderson, big uppercuts, pushing him up against the ropes.
Anderson down!
That changes everything.
Big right.
Jake Paul
that
fires and lands a right hand, drops Anderson Silva.
Wow.
Anderson takes a knee, gets to his feet.
And the right came out, man.
The fight is going to continue, but Anderson got, I think, overly aggressive,
and
head hunting, and Jake Paul.
And now Jake Paul's going to go for the kill. He's got
Anderson hurt.
Yeah, he knows.
Oh my God!
It becomes a 10-8
there we
round,
go. He's
man.
throwing some heavy rights. Jake Paul is throwing heavy rights. Wow, he could. Oh man,
this is his opportunity.
Yep.
Because I think he's losing this fight, but if he can come back here in this round and put Anderson away, it doesn't matter.
But I think that was enough, man, to sway the judges, man. If they're really going towards Jake Paul, I think he just won it.
Yeah, but it's round by round.
I know, man, but
it's a 10-8
look at Showtime
round,
what they're scoring, man.
So, like, we had 5-2. Let's say it was actually maybe 4-3, and this becomes like 4-4.
The draw.
It's a 10-8 round. He wins by 1 point. So
that's true. That's true.
He's in it, man.
Yeah, he dropped him.
Big. This is the knockdown
Silva
is big.
needs to drop Jake Paul, man. If he doesn't, man, oof.
Oh.
Jake Paul's got some nice shots on Anderson Silva here. A minute to go, man. Let's go. Jake Paul, he's going to throw that right again. Boom.
Anderson is firing, though. Anderson, since the knockdown, has been pouring it on Jake Paul and fully in control of this round. So I don't know if it's a 10-8 after this here. You know, like...
Usually in boxing, when there's a knockdown, man, often they'll go for the 10-8, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People are standing, man, and it's an exciting fight,
crazy.
Man. Listen, man, Jake Paul entertains. And more than just
They're going to give him the decision, I bet.
Yeah.
Probably.
30 seconds to go, man. Anderson Silva, man, looks a bit frustrated.
Yeah. He didn't like it.
In his head, he's
no, he didn't like being dropped, man.
Got knocked
Logan
down.
Paul screaming like commands to his brother, and I'm sure Jake is gonna go for a heavy right just at the end here.
This is crazy.
He's gonna lunge, man. Watch this, Dave. He's gonna lunge and go for it.
He doesn't have it.
It's
Boom.
over.
Boom.
It's going to decision.
Anderson with the big punch at the end.
Oh, big left by Jake Paul. Too little, too late, man. Jake Paul might actually win this. His arms are up. People are celebrating. Logan Paul's jumping. His mother's jumping. People are stunned in the crowd, man.
It depends how you score it.
Man, Dave, I think, man, it was just enough to win this with the drop.
I'm telling you, we had 5-2, but let's just say it was 4-3. Whatever round, and this becomes like a 10-8 round, it means 4-4 on the rounds, and Jake Paul has that extra point. So
right.
You might win, man.
Or, Freddie, it's going to go to a draw, man, which was
I doubt it's
something
a draw,
that I expected might happen. And if it's a draw, man, he'll fight like Diaz next, man. He fought well, Jake Paul. I mean, there were some rounds where he looked like he was struggling, but he still came back. He got that second win. He dropped Anderson Silva. If anybody got dropped, it was Anderson Silva. And you know what? A lot of respect for this kid, man. Win or lose, man, he came out and he made it exciting. People were up on their feet. We were on like going crazy. Anderson Silva was frustrated at the end. He's mad. Look, he's not even looking at Jake Paul in the eyes. He's upset, man. He knows he lost it.
Yep, Anderson may have lost there in the last round. Fred making a good point with the scores. It's possible.
Look, all his corner thinks he's won, man. Like, if Anderson did not drop, you know, I would argue that Silva won this fight, man. But
yeah, I don't know. I think they're going to give it to Jake Paul.
Yep.
No matter what, I think they wanted to give it to Jake Paul.
But you know what? He came and delivered, Dave.
there's-
It's not like he coasted by, you know.
But he lost most of the fight.
Yeah, but at least he stood up, man. And look what when Anderson
He
dropped
Anderson,
and
in the
Anderson
last
was
round,
on his
though.
knees. He had to stay on his knees, man. He put one knee up, man, but he was still wobbly, man. He got up at that point and he was still shaking a bit.
This is sad.
Boom. Man, that right.
Well, we're waiting for the decision now for the Anderson Silva-Jake Paul fight. We think Jake Paul has probably won a close decision. Maybe by a point. But maybe by a couple of points. I don't know. Maybe Anderson won. Probably not. I think Jake Paul is probably going to take home a decision. Just feels like where it's headed.
Disney wins again, man, I'm sure.
Are they going to bring Nate Diaz in the ring?
That's what I expect, man. I expect
funny.
Diaz to come in and be like,
No, they
toe-to-toe
won't.
with him.
No, they
You don't
won't
want a
because they're
riot.
scared of...
Yeah.
Well, you'll
Wasn't
have
it on
like security and
Showtime? You
everything.
remember that big... Who was it? Nick Diaz and Jason Miller. Was that
Yeah.
on Showtime?
Yeah, it was on CBS.
CBS. Yeah, that's true. It was on CBS. Even bigger.
DJ Bourne says Jake Paul lost the fight. I think so.
I agree, man.
I think he lost the fight, but
Like, I'm looking at it from Anderson Silva.
I don't trust it.
Yeah.
I'm not confident.
I'm not confident either, man.
I think Jake Paul lost, but I'm not confident.
Look, if he didn't get dropped in that last round, man, it's just enough to sway the judges there. And Showtime was giving it to Jake Paul, man.
Jake Paul seems to be celebrating. I'm
Yeah.
seeing a lot of people giving it to Jake Paul.
Yeah, I mean, look, he dropped the spider, man. But let's not forget, he looked great. For a 47-year-old in that ring, he looked great. But again,
Unanimous
he's 47.
decision. It's going to go to Jake Paul. It's unanimous. It's going to Paul for sure.
No, it's a draw.
77-74, man.
Oh, no, okay. Okay.
77-74.
78,
78-73. Jake Paul wins.
Oh, man, here we go. And still undefeated, man.
God.
Jake Paul, man, wins it. Ladies and gentlemen, man, Anderson Silva has been squished.
Yuck.
Jake Paul, the YouTuber, the Walt Disney kid, comes out and it's going to be insane, man. This is going to be a big stain for Dana White. It's going to be a big stain for boxing. And you know what?
Come on, man.
I'm telling you, Freddie, we're going to be
drama.
watching the next watch-along, and it's going to be against Diaz. Anderson Silva is pissed. You know what? He should have been a bit more aggressive in the 7th round. He shouldn't allow Jake Paul to carry that win and to be dropped in the 8th. That is like the worst thing that can happen. You know, Anderson was playing it well throughout the fight, man. His combinations were landing and everything, but he wasn't. The only time that he got aggressive, he got clipped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he really got into it, he got clipped.
I thought he won pretty much every round, though.
I thought so too, man.
I don't know,
but
I don't like it.
Let's
I
see.
don't like it. I don't think Jake Paul really won, but he did hang in there. He did drop Anderson Silva, and he is taking home the decision.
What I kind of find funny is that, like, you got 30 body shots landed by Jake Paul and only 13 by Silva. And to be honest, I'm having a hard time reading that because it was only body shots that Anderson was throwing, especially when he was in the corner, man, and they were all landing. I don't know, man.
Yeah, a lot of people on the chat thinks it was fixed. A lot of people not too happy with the decision.
Look, the fight was...
I don't love the decision either. I mean, they gave a lot of rounds to Jake Paul. A lot of rounds. It wasn't even close.
I mean, he's battered. There's no doubt about it. You know, Anderson Silva was bleeding as well, but fixed, yeah, I can say that.
Yeah, I think Jake Paul lost. But
if you look at round to round, I give it to Anderson Silva. But you know what? When it's close, like Freddie was saying, man, that 8th round, man, being dropped to your knees does not help. And it gives more weight for people to say, yeah, you know, Jake Paul won.
And this is why I don't like boxing, because it usually ends like this.
Anderson Silva's pissed, man. He doesn't look happy at all, man.
Where it's like, it's like an okay fight. It was, I guess, worth sitting through. And then it's like, oh, yeah, one guy clearly won. And then the judges are like, no, the other guy. And I'm like, what? Why is this happening? That's why I watch UFC, because it happens less. It still happens, but just it feels like less. Almost every boxing main event I see, it's like this happens. I don't like it so much.
Oh, man, there's Ariel Helwani in the ring.
I'm already over it.
It kind of bothers me, man. You know, but yet the hype goes on. So it's like we're going to be talking with the next Jake Paul fight. And, you know, the kid is there.
If he fights Nate Diaz, we will.
No, whoever he fights, everybody's going to be on it. I mean, this guy's going to be all over the news starting tonight, tomorrow. Like the Disney kid comes out and beats the legendary Anderson Silva. That's what it comes down to, man.
I can't wait to see Roman Reigns beat Logan Paul next week. That'll be satisfying.
I have a feeling that might not happen either. I'm telling you. Even Johnny North agreed with me. I think these Logan Paul brothers are going to be like center stage, man.
Johnny didn't agree with that.
Yeah, he did, man.
No, he didn't.
Where's Johnny when I need him?
Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, will beat Logan Paul next week.
I don't know, man. I think the chief is down.
The tribal chief?
I know Antoinette is not going to like it, but I'm telling you, man, just because of what happened tonight, I think it's going to be the Paul brothers 2022 going into 2023 as champions, man. He won't be fighting anytime soon, but for the new year, man.
Jake Paul saying he wants Nick Diaz or Nate Diaz. I think Nick Diaz.
Fight me. Oh, here he comes. He's going to come in the ring, man.
Oh.
Canelo? He wants to fight
too.
Canelo. I don't know about that, but now you're really pushing it.
Jake Paul wants to fight Canelo. Wants to fight Nick Diaz, Nate Diaz. Nathan Diaz.
Free agent.
Jake Paul saying Nate Diaz next.
Whoa, anyone, anytime, any place.
Wow. Okay, so Jake Paul wants Nate Diaz next, which would be huge. Jake Paul just beat Anderson Silva. I mean, he just beat Anderson Silva, kind of.
Well, he dropped him on his knees, Dave.
Yeah, but I don't think he won the fight.
Let's see what Anderson says.
There's Anderson.
I don't think it was a good fight for me, but...
Anderson Silva loses to this fucking guy, Jake Paul, which is annoying.
Oh, Nate's not there no more. He's been ejected for that backstage fight, I think.
He was ejected because he slapped a guy? Yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you to everyone for coming. That's the game.
That's a game. You win, sometimes you lose. Yeah, okay, I get it. I get it, Anderson. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and this time you lose.
Nah, he doesn't lose, man. His pockets are going to be much wider coming out of the arena than he came in.
Yeah, I mean, he made money, but he lost the fight, I guess. Even though...
It's a stain, man, on a legendary guy, man. There's no doubt about it.
Is it?
For sure, man.
Because most people think he won. Most people that I'm seeing think he...
Yeah, I know, but unfortunately he didn't. He doesn't get that W, man. And Walt Disney fucking rolls again. It's tough to come in here and fight with young kids. Okay, Anderson.
Yeah. Cool.
Jake is better than me today. He's admitting that Jake was better than him today.
Yeah, well, he hasn't seen the fight. Maybe he goes back and watches the fight.
I think everybody needs to respect this kid. He's saying it was very hard for him today.
Okay.
What about MMA? Take it easy, Ariel.
This guy. Who cares?
Mr. Green Tie.
I don't know. I'm over it. Like, I'm done here. I'm done with all this.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're done, man?
Jake Paul beat Anderson Silva. The match is over. Jake Paul probably against Nate Diaz next. It's fine. Whatever. Cool.
Good night.
It happened. It's over.
It's a big win, man. You beat Anderson Silva. That's a huge win.
But he didn't really. So
I know,
who cares?
man. But remember what you always tell AJ? Who got the W? Am I right, Freddie?
I don't say that. I don't
he did
agree
win.
with it.
He did win.
He did technically win.
There you go.
Technically.
You sound like AJ. That's what I usually say.
I mean, a lot of people seem to think he won. I know most people on our chat don't believe, but from what I'm seeing here on Facebook and all that, some people had Jake Paul.
Yeah.
No, look, if you look round for round, yeah, Anderson Silva seemed like he was ahead of the game. But again, when I look at the overall fight,
close rounds.
If anybody dropped, it was Anderson Silva. Jake Paul caught him with that right, man.
We had some close rounds.
Yeah, there was some close rounds. But again,
I just want the Nate Diaz fight, man. That's going to be good.
Do you, though? I don't really need it.
Yeah.
Like, honestly...
No, I need it, man. I want to see Jake Paul fight again. He's like a world champion now.
I think it'll be similar to this.
Dave, he's a champion.
They'll give it to
Face the facts, man.
They'll give it to Jake Paul no matter what. Like, that's kind of how I feel. Like, yeah, whatever. Jake Paul will just get it. Jake Paul will win, and it'll be a decision, and that'll be that. I'm not that interested in him fighting Nate Diaz. The trash talk might be interesting, building up to it. But the actual fight, like, I don't know.
No, man. Listen. Give some credit to the kid, man. He didn't just turtle away and fucking... He fought, man.
Yeah, no, he fought. He definitely stayed and fought.
He
and
bled,
he had
man.
Nice moments in the fight, for sure.
Like, he was able to withstand a lot of those like combinations by Anderson Silva, man.
The knockdown in the 8th round was huge.
Yeah, it was huge, man.
There's his brother jumping out of his seat, seeing his little brother knock down Anderson Silva. I mean, yeah, sure.
That's a big thing, man.
It's massive. Well, he gets it done tonight. Jake Paul, it somehow continues. This shit won't go away. I kind of want it to
Where's
go
Angelo
away.
tonight?
Making me sit through a boring undercard to get to this bullshit.
Well, at least it was a good fight, Dave. It was exciting, man. People were, like, on their feet. So let's see. Paul Calderon.
77, 74, 78, 73, 78, 73. I don't even know what that is as far as...
They gave the 8th round, obviously, to Jake Paul. The 7th round.
I'm struggling with round 3 going to Jake Paul. Round 3 was pretty dominating. Round 4 was maybe a little bit close. I don't know.
Let's see what George says. Here comes Tintin.
Yeah.
What do you think? Let's hear what George says. I'm impressed.
All right, AJ, I'm not going to fucking watch you read closed captions of George St. Pierre's analysis of the fucking
Man,
fight.
I want to hear what George says. Who doesn't want to hear George?
Ridiculous. Me. Go watch the thing. I don't care about George's analysis of this thing.
He's saying he didn't fall for Silva's mind trick. Way to go, George. Lots of good body shots.
Okay. You can catch AJ and I tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m. at Johnny North's wrestling match. We'll be there watching it. But for real, you can catch myself and Fred and AJ here every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Ringside Report MMA. We will be back coming up on Thursday night for another episode of Ringside Report MMA, and we will preview UFC Vegas 64. And let me just tell you a little bit about that. What the hell is that even? Rodriguez versus Lemos. Marina Rodriguez versus Amanda Lemos next Saturday at the Apex. Neil Magny, Daniel Rodriguez. Not the deepest card. They only have 7 fights announced for this thing. Going down next
There's
Saturday.
more fights announced. They're just not in it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's happening next Saturday, and we will preview that coming up Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Ringside Report Network. Jake Paul beats Anderson Silva by unanimous decision. Thank you to Doug Hepburn. You're the Super Chat leader tonight. And thank you to all the members checking in. Doug, Anthony Plesia. And those are the members that I saw tonight, I think. Join.ringsidereport.net. Join.ringsidereport.net to support the channel.
Jake Paul did it, Dave.
All right.
He did it again.
All right. So thank you, everybody. And, again, we'll be back here real soon. We're here all the time. All the UFC pay-per-views, we do watch-alongs for those. And I guess the Jake Paul fights, we do watch-alongs for those for some reason.
Well, we got to now. He's a champion, man.
He's not a champion.
Well, he's beat champions, so he's got to be a
The
champion.
people's champion.
Yeah, he's the people's champion, man.
Oh, God, don't say that. That's terrible.
I'm a Jake Paul fan now.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you real soon right here on the Ringside Report Network.
Do you believe?
Please join in and give your support to Ringside Report Network. We've been providing expert coverage and commentary on both pro wrestling and MMA for over 15 years. Go to ringsidereport.net/support to find out more ways to support the channel.